Help us break down this mystery. Grab a seat, we guarantee you're in wonderful company, unraveling these mysteries with Mr. and Mrs. E. Mr. and Mrs. E.
Launch sequence activated. Prepare for light speed.
Keeping the missing relevant with Mr. E, Mrs. E. Let's not forget the sweet and E, and of course the best grand E, unraveling these mysteries. Stay a while and share your thoughts. Help us break down this mystery. Grab a seat, we guarantee you're in wonderful company, unraveling these mysteries with Mr. and Mrs. E.
Auntie, is that you? Yes. Bring in the crime dogs. It's time.
Unraveling these mysteries. Stay a while and share your thoughts. Help us break down this mystery. Grab a seat, we guarantee you're in wonderful company, unraveling these mysteries with Mr. and Mrs. E. Unraveling these mysteries with Mr. and Mrs. E.
Welcome in, everyone, to the Mr. E Crimecast. I am Mr. E. I am joined here by Mrs. E and our guest, Aunt E. How's your day been, Auntie?
Okay. Okay. Just a little rainy here, but Pretty
Oh,
good.
really?
Yeah. Got some
Okay.
rain.
Well, we normally do our weekly Crimecast update. I had some work conflict stuff going on today, so that really wasn't possible. And then we also, we do usually do that on Friday, but this was going to be our first time that we were going to be able to be back. And with this news, with the Charlie Kirk story, it really just overshadows anything else we would talk about. If we had tried to do our normal weekly recap program, ultimately we would have been talking about this Charlie Kirk assassination anyway, because it's really all that anybody, ourselves included, have been able to think about for the last couple of days with all of this.
I can get Champ Soup ESPN on DVD.
Okay.
All right,
honey.
buddy, that
I can
sounds
get it
good.
For Easter.
Okay, honey.
I can get it for your birthday.
Sure.
I can get it for Christmas.
Okay, honey.
That'd be great.
That'll be great.
He's in a good mood today.
He's in a great mood.
He's actually been in a great mood. Yeah.
So he had a good day at school and got to go to his favorite place afterwards.
He did. He comes out and he's got his peer person with him, and he walks out and he's like, "I completed it," And it was making his person laugh, But yes, he's been in a great mood. Of course, he's done with school for a week, so that's always good
That's
for him.
awesome.
But I'd like to welcome everybody in. Good to see you, dreaming of blue skies. And wow, Ruby. Let's see who else. I saw Roll Me 2 earlier. Cindy Ferguson, Deanna, Ginger Girl's mom, Chit Chat, BJ Boop, and I know you're all putting those orange hearts and prayer hands for us, and we do appreciate that. We were asking for prayers a few days ago before the MRI, and we didn't get back the result we were hoping for, and it's not conclusive, of course. The thing about these MRIs is that they with the brain tumors in particularly, they are notoriously a problem because especially with the brain tumors, because after the radiation, the necrosis around the spot that's targeted can look identical to what you would expect with a brain tumor. But they're right now their lean is towards it being that. So of course, last time they said it didn't. Time before was inconclusive. So we don't really know. There's nothing to know 100%, but it does mean that we'll go ahead and go forward with a certain type of treatment pretty much right away. But we do appreciate all the prayers, all the people that have reached out to us, and I won't be able to talk about that too much more.
Yeah.
We'll
you may want to explain what necrosis is to people who are not familiar with it.
Yeah, it's kind of like the area around the brain where it's dying off.
From the radiation.
And it can start around this time because it's been several months, 4 months, 3-4 months since, and so you would expect it. And the when we it's a little bit of a guessing game on their part, so it is hard to tell the difference looking at it on an MRI. It's just they can just look so similar. But we appreciate continued prayers and thoughts for him. And we're just going forward and being positive and doubling down on all of our efforts.
That's right.
So, so we'll just see. We'll just have to see what happens on the next MRI. And every MRI has been different so far. So maybe next time we'll get some better news.
And there is a possibility that it's not that. But that's what,
right.
Yeah.
Right.
That's what we're hoping for, is that they're just having trouble telling the difference. And so they're erring on the side of caution.
And it's very common to not be able to tell the difference. So we're just hoping for the best and knowing that God's got this. And we just have to keep praying that he will be the ultimate healer and take care of Middle-E and make sure that we're all once again happy with the results of his next MRI. So all I need is Jesus. Coffee and True Crime also is asking for some prayers. She's got hives all over her face and neck, and she would love some prayers as well.
Oh, yeah. I used to really suffer from hives through stress a lot when I was really happened a lot in my 20s and 30s. I really haven't had that happen in a long time.
We have real stress now. So. Back in
Yeah,
the day, that wasn't real
You'd,
stress.
you'd think this would be a hive zero for
Yeah,
me,
for
right?
sure.
But I was terrible. Those hives are horrible.
Mhm.
Just crazy. I would have them head to toe.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Oh my
Oh, it
gosh,
was
it was awful.
terrible.
It was awful.
It was terrible. We would have to give him Benadryl and get a hot bath and
Yeeks.
all kinds of stuff to try to get him. It was essentially his nervous system. He was just overloaded. And when we could get him calmed down, they would go away.
Yeah,
Wow.
I had eventually learned more breathing exercises and things that I could kind of start to manage it. Because
Mhm.
when you break out in the hives and you're just going,
It's like you just start tensing up and scratching, and it gets worse.
when it's triggered by your nervous system and you get more amped up and upset because it's you can't control it, then it actually just makes it worse and lasts longer. But anyway, so I know hives can be caused by different things, but for me it was stress back in those days. But has been a while since I've had that happen.
Thank
But
goodness.
yeah, hopefully you'll find some relief there on the
Oh,
hive soon.
a light
And
went out.
want to thank Wow for the 20 gifted memberships. Very kind of you.
Thank you, Wow.
Very, very nice of you to do.
And if you
And we also
received a
got a
gifted,
Nick
if
the
you,
Hat, thank you for that. And the orange and green hearts. Of course, the orange hearts people put up for Middley, and because it's his favorite color, and Sebastian Rogers uses green. So thank you for that. And he's also got hashtag Charlie Kirk.
if you received a gifted membership from Wow, please tell Wow thank you. That was very kind. And thank you so much, Nick. We appreciate your support.
Yes, that's thank you to both of you for that. So I can't spend any more time talking about.
I just wanted
Unless
to
you got-
add one more thing.
Sure.
Is Middley is very we had a talk this afternoon, and he is feeling very positive about
He is.
everything. And in a lot of ways, he's been kind of taking care of mom and dad the past couple of days.
It's
Because
amazing.
I think
know.
it's we've been extremely
He knows,
emotional.
he knows the stress that you're under, and he's just trying to make that better for you guys too.
And it should be the other way around, and it's
It
going to
should.
be the other way around. We've been doing better today.
Yeah.
And that's part of the reason why we haven't done our normal live streams and stuff. We just have not been in a place where we could. And quite frankly, the Charlie Kirk stuff has really affected us as well.
Well, the way we heard about Charlie Kirk was actually in the middle of our phone call with the doctor going over the report.
It was Auntie texting.
And it
us.
was Auntie texted us about Charlie. And so it was just kind of a,
It was just
so I'll always tie
All
those
of this
things
together.
all of this together in a weird way. It's kind of, it reminds me a little bit of 9/11. Like
We
I think
talked about this.
I think we'll always all remember kind of where we were when this happened and kind of what was going on. I think most of us will. It's maybe not quite 9/11 in that way, but it's one of those. It's just one of those events that's just.
It's a nation shaping event, I think.
Yeah, they'll call it like a watershed moment. That kind of thing is the phrase people will use.
I've never
And,
heard that.
Oh yeah.
No.
Yeah, they actually use that a lot today on the news. As I was watching press conferences and things like that, I believe that the governor of Utah even used that term "watershed moment."
It's kind of like when Nixon stepped down or JFK. Which it's just a change in your national direction and perspective.
I kind of felt like it was almost like a Martin Luther King.
Hey guys.
I think it's similar. Yeah.
Can I
Yeah.
stop you for a second, because we got some really good news coming in.
Oh, good. We'll take some good news.
Gigi of 5 says, it's baby time here. Please pray for my daughter. Has an easy
Ah,
delivery. Well, that is
congratulations.
wonderful. Will that make you Gigi of 6? That's my question. That's wonderful. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
That is fantastic. Well, good for you. So that's some great news.
And yes, we will definitely, we'll all be praying for your daughter to have a
Yes.
safe and easy delivery.
No doubt about it.
That's wonderful.
Um,
And I see all you guys here. I see so many wonderful people saying so many wonderful things. And we will go through all of the comments after the show so we can kind of go through them and appreciate all of them. I think right now, though, we're a little too emotional to do it on air. But thank you.
Yes.
Thank you all so much for your support and your love. It means it means everything to us. It really does. It does. It is very comforting to know you all are there.
Speaking of this, kind of off topic a little bit,
Okay.
but on topic at the same time. The other day the Powerball got up to like $1 billion something, right? And we don't really I'm not a gambler.
We're
I'm
not a
not
lottery.
Yeah. But once in a while, when it hits over $1 billion, we'll be like, yeah, let's buy the ticket, one ticket or whatever, and just just kind of for whatever. I don't like gambling because I hate that feeling of losing a gamble at all. So it's not in my DNA. But once in a while we'll do. We've probably done 5 since we've been married when the Powerball gets super big, right?
Right.
But anyway,
we only know it because Granny tells us.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. And so we did that the other day. Of course, it did not go well for us. I think we got $2 back or something.
We didn't get $2.
Oh, we didn't?
That was a scratch off because we had extra. We sent
Middley to
because he likes buying the lottery ticket.
Gotcha.
But he
Granny and I won. We each won $8 on our.
Well, there you go.
I have been meaning to ask you. We got one number total on the whole ticket. Does that mean anything?
If it's a Powerball.
No, it wasn't.
No. But yeah, we both got the Powerball, and then we do the Powerball. I think it's called Power Play, Powerball multiplier. And so it has a multiplier at the end. If you play it with the multiplier, whatever you win, you get that times multiplier. Unless it's the grand prize. So if you won $100 and then the multiplier was 2, you'd win $200. But we each got, I think, $4 for getting the Powerball, and it was times 2. So we each won $8 on that big Powerball.
And how did you guys spend it? The new White Castle?
No, not at the new White Castle. We just Granny's always playing the lotto, so she usually rolls it. And
she told us she
just
was
lets
winning.
it ride. I know.
She told us she was going to win, and she did, but she wasn't too specific enough with that affirmation. She needs to be more specific.
But so anyway, we did that, and of course, before we knew if we were going to win or lose, technically, I guess, we started having that conversation of what do you do if you win the $1 billion? What would you even do? What do you do with that kind of money? And we started doing we'd give this to these family members. We'd do this charity here. We would do this for the kid, whatever. Would we keep this house? Would you still work? All that kind of conversation. And we got around eventually to the Crimecast, and we were like, well, would we still do the channel? And we were like, I think we'd still do it because I think we just like it.
Well, we don't do it for the money anyway. So we do it because we enjoy it and we really get into the stories. So, I mean, I would think that would, that wouldn't change.
I actually think we would probably we might have a better setup. We might have a studio. We'd get a studio with that $1 billion, but we would actually still do this because we were just kind of like, just kind of like our community, kind of like doing it.
I would miss people too much.
I would. That's what we would. We would just miss doing it. So I think even we would take breaks from our yacht trips and come in and do the Crimecast.
Well, it would be nice if we won that much money to pay to have all the people come in and maybe have an annual event where they get to come in and we pay
for them. That kind of money, we could pay for them to all come in.
We would pay for them to all come in, and we could rent out a space,
like a resort.
Yeah, rent out a resort or rent out a convention space where we can talk and have round tables and meet and go out to eat. It'd be awesome.
I love that idea. That's a great idea.
We could go on the road too. We could travel and tell about where we are and go live in different locations.
Buy out a cruise ship.
Yeah. Oh,
you know what I mean? Do stuff like that.
Mr. East True Crime Cruising.
Yeah.
People do things like that, actually.
They do. They used to have one for The Walking Dead, actually. I wanted to go and I never did.
Yeah.
Well, at any rate.
Anyway, I was just saying that to say that we really do enjoy what we're doing here. And always have, really. So let's get into this a bit. And I think the way we were wanting to approach it, everyone knows the story. We're not going to show the video from the shooting and all that kind of thing. Anybody that hasn't seen it at this point is probably trying to avoid seeing it. It is horrific. I don't see any value in going back and playing that part of it. We just kind of wanted to talk about I think our thoughts and about, because it has been so sort of earth shaking for all of us in a lot of different ways. And
I guess I would like to know, just from our audience members, put a 1 in the chat if you actually know who Charlie Kirk is and what he stood for and who he was, because that kind of also, we may want to do a little bit of an introduction of him and who he was if you don't know. So if you know him, put a 1 in the chat. If you do not know who he is or are very unfamiliar, put a 2, please.
That's a good point. I mean, because not everyone follows politics in any real, in any way. So
Some people stay away from it like the plague, and I don't blame
can't
them.
can't blame them at all.
I think for us, I mean,
We
we
have
knew that we knew that a lot of people wouldn't probably watch this episode, but we've
Oh
kind of
yeah,
felt like that we personally had to kind of get our thoughts out there.
Well, we've got several twos actually. I do have the Turning Point video, Turning Point USA video of him today that kind of is a 3-minute recap of just about him as a person. If you want to show that before we start talking, I don't know how you all feel about it.
that's okay. Does it have background music though? Because that's usually what gets us.
I think so. Can I mute that? I don't know if I can.
You
mute
can't
it.
mute that. You can't
No.
mute just the music.
I would. It's got music, but I don't know. I think it's instrumental.
Yeah,
I'll tell you something else too. Is that is it on their YouTube?
I think so.
Something else I just saw. Let's see. Cece said, I didn't know who he was, but my son in college liked him, and we were together when we heard the news. We were with Middle E when we heard the news, and I had no idea what impact Charlie Kirk had made on his life. And yeah, I don't know. I just felt like, I don't know. I was really surprised by that, for him to be so young. Do you agree?
Oh yeah.
And he's been very hurt by this too. So I think a lot of college kids and younger kids are feeling the same pain.
Oh yeah. They would have to. I mean, how many thousands of people has he talked to? Even just to say, where Charlie Kirk really kind of made a name for himself, if you're completely unfamiliar with him, is he was as a very young man, he was doing grassroots kind of activism at colleges, and he would do this in the form of debates. So if you see videos of him, a lot of it is him on different campuses, just having back and forth debates. For the most part, he's a very good debater, and so he was very good at that. And then he founded that Turning Point USA, and he became a pretty big figure just in the political spaces in people of influence. He was very close to J.D. Vance, the vice president, and according to Vance, if someone was kind of pushed along by Charlie Kirk, they thought enough of him that was a huge endorsement, within the current Trump administration. So that's the kind of impact he had. Of course, he's.
I kind of wanted to share this quote I saw today. That's okay.
Sure. So this says,
I was going to say, I think we can show it. It is just instrumental. It's nothing that's copyrighted. It's all voiceover.
Okay. Go ahead.
If you have cried, felt a strange feeling or weird burden for Charlie, where your heart aches for a man you have never met, it's because you are part of the body of Christ.
That was really powerful to me. I read that today.
Yeah.
And I agree. I think I think it's just it's so moving. I followed him since he was 18. I followed him when he was very first starting Turning Point, and I was retiring, and I made politics my hobby, and I started following politics more. Finding, I could pretty much tell you the senators, the congressmen, and I was learning about it, and I heard about him as this kid, and I was like, wow. And I started listening to him, and I was so impressed because he was so wise beyond his years. As an 18-year-old, what I would still call child, he could articulate things that even the most seasoned, educated adult couldn't articulate. And I was just so impressed with him from the get-go. And so I followed his career and followed him. And I felt like I had lost a family member yesterday or day before. That's the way
I know you were. I didn't listen to him nearly like you have, so I don't know him as well as you did. I know there were some people in the chat that were saying they listened to him, daily, basically. So it's.
I'm gonna deal with this troll in our chat, Tinkerbell.
Okay.
Tinkerbell, I think you need to do more research on Charlie Kirk, because he had a lot of friends that are in the LBG. Sorry.
One of his
Okay.
best friends was gay and was married to a husband. They were it was one of his very best friends and confidants. So I think you may have him mistaken.
I think
do
you're
know
listening to propaganda and
yes, and that's a lot of my friends that I'm very good friends with that are liberal friends. They just took the media and the left wing propaganda politicians and so if celebrities and people like that, they thought because they said it was true. And just because someone says it doesn't mean it's true. And this is a quote from Charlie that pretty much sums it up. Just because you're offended does not mean you're right. And he would say
True.
the truth about things and the way he saw it in a God and Bible focused perspective. And if it offended people, it offended them. But just because
And
you're offended doesn't mean you're right and he's wrong. And so, that's one of those things. And so, if you don't like our what we're talking about, please leave, because we don't need it, and we don't need you. He did not want to strip people's health care. He did not want to do
they're
any
just
of
trying
that.
to get us off the topic.
Yeah. So I think he did good.
I was going to say, mods, feel free to take care of that. If they step out of line, feel free to get rid of them, because you know how we feel.
Yeah, he did not want to.
We don't mind other opinions, but you have to be respectful in here. So
right, exactly. But I think it's a good time to show this, because it kind of just summarizes him as a person. So those people, because we had several. What do you mean though?
Okay.
What about, I think we just need to move on, and let's go ahead and start that
Just-
video. Let me share that with you guys. Just 1 second.
Yes.
Okay, and I'm going to blow it up before I start it.
We're active in about 15 campuses, and we're growing very, very quickly. And keep in mind, this is not just a flash in the pan movement. We're going to become an institution to give them the power and the confidence to stand up and let their voice be heard.
I started this organization when I was 18 years old. I decided not to go to college. I didn't get in my dream school, which was the United States Military Academy at West Point. I have this idea to galvanize and motivate the future youth of this country around a core set of ideas, not just political parties or politicians. And the ideas are really: America's the greatest country in the history of the world. Constitution is the greatest political document ever written. Free enterprise is the most assured way to lift people out of poverty and create prosperity for all. Those are three big ideas. And I think that's something that can win. We as Christians are called to go into the public arena to correct error with truth. So I go to college campuses and there's a lot of error. We're all sinners. We all live in error. I'm far more interested in what God wants of me than what I want from God.
I have to say this without getting emotional, but I'm very proud of my husband. And I know many of you are too. You have worked so hard. And I know a lot of you have seen, obviously, his videos on TikTok and all the stuff he does on campus. But no one gets to see him from my angle except for myself and our children. And the sacrifices that he made this year, he's amazing. I'm very blessed.
And I would not have been able to do any of it without Erica. And that's the real truth. I'll tell you what. You are here as a grassroots response to the top-down revolution happening in this country. I want our Turning Point USA students to receive a round of applause. These are the freedom fighters of America.
Like great comments going on in the chat, of course. I managed. It is a horribly sad day, and what's really, I mean, it's a lot of levels. Obviously, just on his own, just as a person, any life taken like this, and a young man, little kids, his wife, the people, all of these kinds of things are tragic and awful, and I've heard some people here and there just kind of say, well, why are we so hyper? It's just one person, all lives, but the difference here is that this is actually kind of it is an attack really on our country and the fabric of what makes our country what it is, because he represented in a lot of ways what we are supposed to idealistically be. You don't have, you can't be you can't be a free nation. You can't have a democracy of any kind if you don't have the ability to have civil and open debate with people that you disagree with. And so the idea that I don't know all of Charlie's positions. I haven't listened to him that much. I wasn't somebody that put on his podcast. I'm sure there's things that I disagree with him on. I'm sure there's things that I agree with him on. But the idea, what is unbelievable to me, is the idea that if he has a position in some way that's counter to you, then his life should be forfeit. And I know that's not most
Cat
of us.
Ride has all life is precious.
Of course. The people that have the most vile, ridiculous opinions opposite of everything, I think I still wouldn't want to see this happen to them. It would be awful, painful to me. I would not want to see that.
It's just a sad day when people can rejoice in the fact that someone was assassinated in front of an audience like that was the father of two small children and had a wife and was a Christian who was a proponent of Christianity and believing in God and following God's word. And that to me is the saddest thing about this whole thing. It is sad that he passed away and that his kids are not going to have children, but it's the people that are celebrating and the people losing their jobs because they make comments like, I'm glad he's dead. And these horrible, horrible comments. And then you see these videos where they're coming home crying because they got fired for saying that they wish someone was dead. And I don't feel sorry for any one person that would go out and say that. And there's not a person in this world that I would say I'm happy that they're dead because of what they believed or what they did. And I just think it's horrible. It's absolutely horrible that we've gotten so divided as a nation that one side can wish death upon the other. That's not humanity. We've lost our humanity as a country, and that's the biggest thing I think about this that bothers me the most.
I think that's probably it for everyone. Has been that part of it. Let me highlight this from Dreaming. Thank you so much for doing that, Blue Skies. May Charlie's unwavering faith move us to live courageously for Jesus, honoring him in all we do, so that one day we too may hear, well done, good and faithful servant. I believe Charlie surely did pray for his family.
Absolutely.
Man, and the family is definitely getting the outpouring of love. All kinds of people are, donate money and everything else to pay for the kids' colleges and everything that people can think of to try to the vigils, the prayers. The family's certainly feeling the love, I'm sure, that way, and it's awful.
Right. Beach
our home
words
talks
matter.
about
All
him.
words matter.
Absolutely. Our home talks about him a lot. We watch a lot of his videos and things. And Granny and my husband and I were sitting one night after dinner, and I said, it's one thing to try to assassinate the president or the person that's running for president, like they did with President Trump. I said, but that's not what they're after. I said, they're going to target people that are going to impact the future. And I said, there's no one that impacts the future and this next generation of voters and families and young adults than Charlie Kirk, because he had traveled to thousands of campuses. And this was the kickoff to his new tour for this season. And that's what I said to them. I said, they'll target someone like him. I said, he's the one that needs the protection. I said, because they will target him because of what he has the possibility of doing, and that's changing the world. And Diane, I've done the same, actually. Diane said, dropped a couple of friends over their hateful comments in the past days. And I've done the same thing, because there's no room in this world for hate. And the people, I find the people that were making comments were people that were very unknowledgeable. They had only listened to other propaganda and extremists make comments, and they just assumed because they said it, it was true. And it wasn't true. The statements that they believed were not true. And they couldn't back them up with anything because they didn't know that much about it, just what they'd heard. Oh, you're muted, guys.
He was coming in.
Yeah, we're on the Minecraft Live thing. So I'll deal with it. You guys go ahead and talk.
He
Yeah, look up Minecraft.
Mom's gonna come talk to you, buddy.
I'm coming to talk to you, buddy.
And Shauna, that it's very triggering for people that have gone through this kind of tragedy. She said, this was very difficult for me. It brought me back to when I first lost my first husband. I thought of the children never getting to know their dad the way he would have wanted. And yeah, that is just heartbreaking in itself. It is. It's absolutely heartbreaking. And I agree with Beach Bum too. She says the heart of people has changed. When I was young, no one would say horrible things being said. And that's exactly what I said when I was reading some of the things that I've seen. I'm like, you would never heard people, and that's the problem. And you may agree with me or disagree, but I think that's the thing that social media has brought to us. It gives these people these knee-jerk reactions, and they put it out there, and they put it on their social media, and they say this stuff, and they think there's no repercussion. They can just shout it and spew the hate, and there's nothing's going to happen to them. But we're seeing thousands of cases where it is now, thankfully.
Yeah, I guess when it happened, you kind of expect a little bit of that. Some people are going to make some bad jokes, and there's going to be a few distasteful people. What was shocking to me was the large number of people I saw like that. That was surprising. I didn't even remember that when Trump got shot. I didn't remember it being like that. It almost seemed worse this time. But yes, I think you're right that it's partly the social media. I think we're disconnected from reality. I think it's a lot easier to say hateful, gross things when you're not facing people face to face and you're just looking into your camera. People would never act and say things like that, or most wouldn't, around like their family or to people. The most interesting person I've heard talk about this so far. Did you watch Pat Brown's take on this?
I saw something I've watched so much the last 2 days. I'm trying to think. Was he the football player?
Oh no, Pat Brown's a criminal profiler.
No, I have not seen his. There was
it's a
football player.
Maybe you don't watch Pat Brown, but she's really good.
I know.
Yeah, she's great. So she's a criminal profiler, and you should watch her channel. You'd really like her channel. She's not afraid to say what she thinks at all. And I don't always agree with her, but she's very strong in her opinions. And essentially, she was kind of talking about big picture with this, and how, she's kind of wondering, do we have a nation of psychopaths at this point?
Somebody actually just said that a minute ago.
Yeah, that is kind of what it is. When people are,
she said, we are full of psychopaths.
Yeah. When you have people that think that someone's life is forfeit because the way they feel on a political issue, he never called. He was not a violent person. He wasn't calling for violence. He really was just debating and using the Socratic method, and he was fairly effective at it.
I think the thing he would always say is, if you disagree with me, come to the front of the line. At his gatherings, he wanted those people that vehemently disagree with him. So he said, come to the front of the line so we can have a discussion. He was all about debate and talking it through. And I've seen him talk to people that were considering transgenderism, people that were LGBTQ, people that were actually just on different political sides from their girlfriend or boyfriend, and not knowing how to handle those things. He went in all areas, Christianity versus atheism. I mean, he would talk about all those things in a very calm, controlled discussion, and it was great. I mean, of course, he had those people that would act like fools and scream. And I was just watching one with a guy with a bullhorn that looks very much like the person that has supposedly committed this crime. And I was watching that, wondering, is this the same guy? Because he looks very similar. You know, he encouraged debate, and he was never one to condemn anyone for their beliefs. But he would say, this is why I think, you know, I'm right, and you tell me what you think. And like you said, he used that Socratic method to question and ask and discuss, and it was great.
And that's dangerous to people that want to brainwash you and divide you, because the last thing those people want, they need the division. And so having people come together and speak and understand each other's point of view hurts that agenda, because there are people on all realms of the political that want and need division for their own consolidation of power and money. You know, every time an event happens that there are these people waiting for ways to wedge, you know,
well, it goes back to united we stand, divided we fall. When we start dividing into and being divided by different ideologies and things, that's when we become weaker and weaker and weaker.
That we can't come to a point where we respect that someone else can have a different opinion from ours. Instead of trying to change minds with civil discourse, people now think that the rational approach is to just eliminate someone's life with a rifle. You know, that's the only logical step for that guy, and that a lot of people cheered it on, at an astonishing number, thousands really. And I know some of that is just genuine reaction from some people, but there are also people that profit from the shock, you know, that go on TikTok or whatever. They know they're going to go viral if they say the most shocking reaction and get a lot of attention. So there's kind of a couple of things at play, but I was surprised at how gross people acted about it, and have continued even now.
I thought Shirley's comment was nice. It just says, it doesn't matter what Charlie Kirk does or what side he was on. He was a father, a husband, a son, a brother, a grandson, an uncle, a cousin, and a friend. And most of all, he was a human. He was a human being. And we have, you know, the soul of humanity is at stake right now. And when people treat other people in the way that we as a country have become so numb to this horror, it'll continue until people have the will to change, because it's getting worse and worse and worse.
I really like Kelsey's comment as well. Charlie reminded us that civil discourse is not weakness, it's strength. He showed that we can disagree without hate, and that unity is possible when rooted in truth and faith. Absolutely. That's beautiful.
Which is why people like him, he's dangerous to people that only want to divide, that want more of the hateful rhetoric and that see each other as enemies and not just a nation of individuals with different opinions on how we can improve our world and government. And I had a couple of professors in college where I took a sociology class. I don't know if I've ever told you this or not, but the professors, it was two men that were leading, and it was one of those lecture halls where you got 200 or 300 people, you know, and one was far left liberal, the other was far right conservative, and they were great friends. And they would go into topics and they disagreed vehemently on everything. And the students, of course, depending on their political whatever, would have a favorite professor out of the group. And it was great. It was wonderful, because you just heard these, you don't really know what you believe in until you hear the opposite side and why they think the way they think.
Right.
Then that teaches you if you really believe in what you believe. If you can't allow yourself to be challenged with the Socratic method and thought, then really you're just a brainwashed drone. You're just a worker bee, really. If you can't engage in civil discourse, then you're brainwashed, really. If you can't explain your position and why you disagree with another equally intelligent person. Anyway, it's a shame. It's a shame that so many people are not interested in that.
Kelsey says she thinks you guys had the same sociology teacher.
We might have.
That's
I
funny.
could not remember their names, but the one guy, they were kind of stereotypical. The conservative guy, he was like in the blazer, kind of. I mean, he just had the look. They were both older gentlemen, like in their 50s or 60s or so. And the other guy was like the left-wing guy was more like patches on the jacket,
Yeah.
Did he have a ponytail?
No, he was just like just a corduroy looking suits,
okay.
jacket. They were both, but they were great, and they were very good friends. And I don't know why.
Well, and I think that in itself is a lesson. When you can see two people that were great friends that can go in front of a group and debate their points of view and still remain friends, that is the best lesson that kids these days could see, because that's what's become so polarizing. Is if you believe this way, then you have to behave a certain way, and you can't have friends like that. And I think that's what has happened, is we become polarized, or either one extreme or the other. Well, and it's sad.
We have personal friends that I tell this to the kids all the time. We have friends that are outright socialists.
Sure.
And we avoid politics with them, but they're still good friends. They stay at our house. We have mutual respect for each other. And we can have discussions and things. We don't agree on certain social issues and things like that, but we still respect each other, and we respect our friendship, which is what is the most important part. And so, we typically avoid that stuff with them, for sure.
Yeah, but it doesn't. I mean,
But it doesn't affect the way we feel about them.
Political,
Right.
It's just what's happening here, where you've got. What's happening now is that people treat this like there's just take no prisoners.
Right. If you don't agree with me, then you're on the bad side, or you're on the opposite.
I mean, there were hit lists circulating on the Blue Sky network, which is another social media that probably most of you don't even know about. It was created when X became purchased by Elon Musk, and people said it was going to turn into a conservative platform, and the extreme liberals wanted somewhere to go and go off, I guess. I don't know. They wanted their own kind of sounding board. So they created Blue Sky, and Blue Sky, was circulating the day of the assassination and yesterday hit lists of people that should be taken out. And I mean, J.K. Rowling's, the author of Harry Potter, was on the list because she is very, very against transgender, and she believes that only girls should be in girls sports, boys should be in boys sports. You should, she just is very against that, especially for youth, that she thinks that people that are adults need to make those decisions and not children. And she's on the list because of her belief. And not to mention several other people.
What's shocking about, I guess shocking, maybe I'm overusing that word, because how shocked can we be anymore about things? But
I know.
It's hard for me to believe is that you would have people put out a list like that, and then it gets embraced and shared.
Right.
And that the people don't immediately go, whoa, this is way across the line.
Right.
But there's whole communities of this echo chamber that has so convinced themselves that different groups are so evil that this is a good thing.
Right.
Think
about how many people probably just in the past few days have just blocked people that they've been friends with their whole life on Facebook because they couldn't stand their comments. Either way.
Yeah.
Well, Nick has some things. He said the guy behind him was also executive protection, and that they were trained, very well trained. And he said, I'm shocked they didn't catch the guy or spot him. Their former government.
I'll tell you another thing too. I saw that I had to share with Kelsey. This is so cute. but I missed it earlier. But she said he stood for conversation rooted in respect. He even followed me on my old Twitter way before he was famous. How fun!
really?
That's really cool.
Oh, that's interesting.
I just thought that was a neat thing to share.
We had a super chat earlier. Did we acknowledge it?
I don't think so. Was
Was it Sharon?
It was Sharon.
I don't.
Oh,
I think
Sharon!
I
I
think
think
we
we were. I was in the middle of talking. I think, and I catch it.
Well, I think we all feel pretty passionate about this. So,
But thank you so much, Sharon, for that. Do not dismay God, and is the way we need to pray. History has shown God always wins, even when it hurts. Love is the only way.
Yeah, and
thank you, Sharon, for your support, and thank you for that lovely message.
Yeah.
And then we also, Sarah became a new member. She had been gifted a membership and decided to join us as a crime dog after her gifted membership. So thank you, Sarah. And
Thank you,
Alicia
Sarah.
renewed. Hi, Alicia.
Thank you.
Thank you all so much for your support. We appreciate you.
Another thing that I found really, really, I guess, telling is, what happened after this happened. All across the nation, I saw tons of in different cities, different groups, vigil. Nobody burned any cars. Nobody set anything on fire. No one started a riot. No one burned anything down. They prayed. They're having vigils. They're showing respect. The two sides are very different.
And Cindy also pointed out something really neat too. I had forgotten about this.
Yes.
But Scalia and Ginsburg were best friends, and they were on the opposite sides.
Yes, completely.
That's true. I mean, that's the way it should be.
We all grow from the conversations like this.
Yeah.
Like what he was doing, we all grow from it. We all grow from even watching him have the conversations.
And even from a practical angle, it doesn't work. The violence doesn't work. When
another wonderful
all you're doing,
you have complete misinformation, dear. He's not a Democrat. There's a picture of him in NRA hat. He comes from a conservative MAGA family. His dad is a sheriff. Is a Civil War canceled now. If you listen to the interviews today, which I have listened all day long to interviews that they gave in the press conferences, that family members said in the past few years he had become very radicalized. He'd been indoctrinated and radicalized and had a huge hate for the conservative party and conservative leaders, and had specifically mentioned Charlie Kirk as someone that was coming to campus and that he hated him. So you are misinformed, dear.
And people's politics could change. There could be,
and I haven't seen anything about civil wars.
And no, they're saying it's a Civil War canceled now. That he was MAGA. Well, he wasn't MAGA, and if you also know, his father is the one that kept him contained and called the police to come pick him up.
Nick is saying his father was not a sheriff.
Yeah, he works for he
was in some kind of a law enforcement type of position, but it wasn't a specific, he wasn't a sheriff.
Yeah, I think. Okay, maybe, I think I was reading in Reuters. He I don't know, but and also he didn't vote.
Someone said he worked in the sheriff's department, but what was released at the press conference that has been released by the police and the FBI said that his father was the one that turned him in, and that he is the one that basically kind of kept him at bay until the police could get there. So
the county said he is not with the Washington County Sheriff's Department.
I thought I read that he worked for
and that's another thing, another wonderful secret says it. And I respect your position. She said it's hard for the people who don't like firearms to feel safe around the conservatives who do, because conservatives always blame Democrats for things that Democrats didn't do. I don't think that's an issue of, gun safety is an issue, but just like the poor girl that got killed in the train station, are we going to get rid of all knives in the world because that person used a knife to murder that young woman? And
I would think too that the same can be said about Democrats blaming conservatives for the same problems. I think that's part of what's wrong with the world here.
Everybody
blames everybody.
According to Reuters, his father is the principal of a company that makes stone countertops, according to state records. Is that wrong?
Yes, I think he does now, but I think a long time ago he worked with the sheriff's department, but I don't think he was a sheriff.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Nick's saying the info's premature and that we should just be careful with it because he knows that we like to be accurate. So let's
Yeah.
just be careful with.
Boy,
Yeah,
I mean, that's
and
what I mean.
there's a lot of preliminary information, but they were very, very transparent with the information that they shared in the press conference.
And I understand that they said that about the Discord stuff in the press conference. And I do understand that TMZ is reporting that Discord is saying he was not in Discord. Quite frankly, after TMZ's actions the past day or so, I don't really, I don't trust them as a source
anything
of
TMZ says.
Yeah. But that's what the FBI told us in the press conference.
And everybody's in such a hurry to be the first people to report on this case that you have to assume a lot of things we're hearing are not going to be true. How many suspects did we hear?
Right.
3,
Well,
4
and
people I saw identified?
Yeah, the first guy was just like an old guy, and I think he was kind of a little bit nutty. And then the second person, I don't really think. I think he just met the description. He was, and maybe he was just all in black. I don't know. But War Damn Eagle said Feds said they saw the Discord messages and they had pictures of them. And so, I mean, I don't know why the FBI would come out and say all that just to lie about it. They would just leave that information out.
I don't know the situation with that roommate. But if you didn't hear this part, the roommate had a lot of information in that Discord and didn't contact authorities.
Right.
I'm kind of surprised that person's not being.
Well, and that was something I was curious about because they did ask them, is there anybody else that's going to be arrested because of this? Because obviously, based on the information that they gave, he had the weapon was dropped off in a drop point where he was supposed to go get it. So there again, someone provided a weapon, whether they knew what that weapon was for or not. They provided a weapon, and then you've got a roommate that's got information.
Yeah. Nick is saying the question is, why are people taking credit for it? And he said, he also said, there's a lot of people trying to take credit for the crime. It's very troublesome. I agree with that.
I didn't realize there were people trying to take credit.
Well, I didn't think there was other people trying to take credit, but that older man said he did it at the beginning, and they found
right.
So
that's suspicious.
Yeah,
and then how many people did they get?
And distracting from the person getting away, the real person getting away.
Nick says he tweeted all night. Actually, I saw that this morning.
Yeah, it's just a very troublesome situation, and I think we're going to find out more in the coming days. I mean, there were
gave him the rifle. Exactly.
Right. He had to get it from somewhere. But there was also
we should
reports
probably go through all of this with him in a minute too. Just kind of go through the FBI footage of him dropping down. Do you want me to gather it?
Sure.
Well, I was going to say also, the press conference gives a lot of information.
It's
today's
long.
Press conference. You could probably just not play all of it, but just the parts where they tell these specific details.
We can.
I think more will come out. I do think he was very radicalized. My theories are a little bit different than most people, so I'm not going to go into them. But I do think that I think he was probably indoctrinated in those beliefs, and I think he was probably in a conservative home. They said the neighborhood was very nice, and actually there was something going on this afternoon there that they had called police back to their residence this afternoon. So something else had been going on. I think there's going to be a lot more details come out.
I also think that there's going to be, I feel like the, I don't know, can we say the A organization on YouTube?
The group that he's allegedly
involved
was in contact with? I don't know.
I don't know if that'll get us taken off
air. Is that the terrorist organization?
Yes. I found it very interesting. If you watched Trump on Fox and Friends this morning, how he mentioned that he is going after George Soros for a RICO. That's very interesting because George Soros is known for funding that particular organization.
Radicalization, yes. He does pump a lot of money.
Yes, no more lies. We know what it is. I just don't know if YouTube will allow us to say that.
We could just say it and find out.
Well, we lose our monetization all the time. So.
Yeah, it's not a big deal. But
I wondered if that had something to do with it, because why randomly just mention that today?
I know. I
Oh,
thought
the
that
timing of it does not
he
seem like a
spent a
coincidence.
long time on Fox this morning, a long time talking about what happened. And also, I don't know if you saw Sean Hannity. He also reported that they were getting information that it was from a foreign organization, that the
Thank
hit was
you.
from a foreign organization. So they had some espionage and type things going on where they
Yeah,
thought it could
okay.
have been from another country.
Thanks. Someone sent me a lot of examples of people taking credit for the death. A lot.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. I've seen
Well, and
like
I mean, how stupid of people to do that.
it's people don't live. We have. I mean, there is a mental health issue in our country, no doubt, and you could
Faith
call it.
wants to know who trained him to shoot. I think he was his father was an avid hunter, and he hunted with his father. He had also had a brother, and they
Oh,
were avid hunters.
these
So
are
he
awful.
had some
Yeah.
experience with rifles.
According to Reuters, before they took their Facebook down, the mom's Facebook was kind of like your typical family Facebook.
It could be
You know,
ours. It
and-
could be ours.
and there were some
Celebrating graduations, trips to Alaska. I
Right.
mean, I saw
I mean,
all
there's
those pages.
the shooter's a very
4.0
bright child.
Yeah.
Yeah, got a
4.0
34 on
honors.
his ACT.
Yeah, he got a full scholarship. He was brilliant.
Well, that's the question I had. He was not a student currently,
Right.
right? So what
did
happened to
start-
make him leave?
Dropped
I
out
don't know,
after a
but he did.
semester for what it looked like.
I didn't catch that.
That's the
started-
Reuters
he's-
again.
He started college. I saw the mom's Facebook post where they put him in the dorm and she was sad, to leave him. And I was thinking about my son and when we took him to college and how hard it was. And, I was thinking, she was just a mom that was taking her kid to school.
It just says this is according to Reuters, he briefly attended Utah State University, but then the last 3 years he's been at Dixie Technical College.
Right. What? If you have
in the
such a
electrical apprenticeship program.
But that's my question: is if you have such a large scholarship, what made you leave?
What happened? I
Mhm.
don't know.
That's an
something that
interesting
happened.
question, right?
Well, he might have decided he wanted to do a more technical type of program, and he couldn't get that.
Well,
in
that's
the
right. He had a
college.
merit-based scholarship, right?
Yeah.
The president's scholarship, I believe.
I mean, so
And thought criminal. That's kind of my thoughts. She said there's been indoctrination going on for quite some years via education and news media. Hell, it's even made its way to the military and healthcare. And I do believe I do believe they're highly funded. I think people there indoctrinate and spew certain agendas, and it destroys the minds of these young people that are very vulnerable to these ideas.
Right. And and there's people that want that. There are people outside of our country or even some within that want to see our country collapse.
Absolutely.
And so they need to divide us. They need to make us think that everybody that has a different opinion is evil and subhuman. And this is the kind of result you start to get when you label people as Nazis and fascists and these things where you do that kind of brainwashing technique that makes you think it's justified.
You dehumanize.
Because who can sympathize with a Nazi, right? I mean, a Nazi's a Nazi, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're the worst of the worst. So if you can successfully brainwash people into thinking that someone like Charlie Kirk's a Nazi, then you'll eventually pick up these kind of loose cannon types, these hyper radicalized psychopaths to go out and shoot a Charlie Kirk.
You're right.
Or try to shoot Trump or these other events that have happened. I mean, there's been a lot of, how they said tip of the spear. There's kind of like the mob behind the tip of the spear. And then you have the person that actually follows through. And then you've got the people behind them cheering it on. It's the dehumanizing part. And that's why Charlie Kirk was dangerous to them, is because he was reaching across to find common ground and speak. And that's why it's just really why it's so important, the story. But it's like I was want to say earlier, it's not ultimately effective to do this. So if this will backfire, and it probably already has. I can't really think of a situation where someone someone that was a political activist, thought leader, religious leader, whatever, where they were assassinated and it worked out well for the movement behind the assassination.
Mm-hmm.
Usually, normal people hate violence, pointless, senseless violence. We don't like riots. We don't like assassinations. We don't want to see street justice. Not most people. So the normal inclination for us is when we see, we side with the victim here. Very few people are going to feel sympathetic to the killer. So if anything, Charlie now is essentially a martyr. You will see quotes from Charlie Kirk for the rest of our lives in video clips, and any messages he had will actually only be amplified now that he's gone. If there's any kind of silver lining for, around that, whatever message he was trying to promote will only be amplified in a positive way, because it always backfires. If you think of I'm going to give two examples from opposite parties just to kind of illustrate, not to get political, but just to show how the George Floyd riots backfired. I don't think that helped the BLM movement. January 6th did not help the conservative movement.
No.
People hate violence overall, and both lost. Both sides.
Yeah.
Those were weak moments for both parties, right? Because most of us don't like to see us fighting police and burning cars and that kind of thing. So it ultimately is not effective. Maybe if these psychopaths are pragmatic, maybe if they can pick up on any lesson, maybe they'll realize they made a mistake. Because there are people, the fence sitters, the people that aren't even political, look at this and think, this is disgusting. I'm against whatever put this guy up on a building shooting at this guy that was just on campus talking to students and asking questions. Anyway, that's just my thought there.
Okay, so I've got the roof footage set up.
And we have so many great comments too, guys.
Yeah. Highlight what you want to do. Right.
Well, that's what it's supposed to be. This is kind of like a healing discussion for all of us a little bit.
Yeah.
Right?
I think it was, let's see. Yeah, somebody said, I read a teacher saying Charlie Kirk spewed hate. He quoted scripture, and that's the thing. The people, they don't even know. And that's the thing, is people believe the hatred that's spewed, even if it's not based in anything but lies. And that's the thing that bothers me, is that, the lies but people start to believe the lies if they hear it enough. So many people are saying it, they start to believe it. And the media certainly is no help with the way they present things. You turn it on one channel and it's conservative. You turn it on another channel and it's completely liberal, and they're blaming everyone.
Well,
and
everything's the polar opposite. There's no middle ground.
Right.
Yeah.
I am looking for an overlay because I don't know anything about AP. So I'm putting us on it with an overlay.
Okay, so we're watching him run on the top of the roof, because I don't know that I've seen this.
Let me see if that's.
Yeah, this is where he jumps down.
Do y'all like the dots or fair use better?
I think the dots are okay. You
Okay.
can still see.
All right, so I'll play it. I can't find it. It's a long story, but anyway. So you can see the shooter. He's running across here.
The alleged shooter.
Alleged
Oh, okay,
shooter.
there he is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Running across. And then you can see where the lip comes from here shortly.
No, that's not where the limp comes from.
Oh, I know. I know what you're saying, but
He doesn't actually limp after this. He limps before. The neighborhood scenes are all before.
Are
on
you
his
sure?
paper.
Okay.
And, well, he was able to run up. So you think he gets hurt later?
No,
that's not. He was hiding. He was concealing the weapon.
He was concealing the weapon in his pants. And so he had to walk stiff-legged on one leg.
Oh, so I was listening to Coffin Daffer about this part, about the
Nick,
whether or
Nick
not
said FBI Salt Lake City has a high def version. It's
Oh,
on
thank
the
you.
FBI on FBI YouTube.
Coffin Daffer was, because one of the big debates as far as what actually happened here was this a ideologue kind of going rogue and doing this, or was this a um, an organized intelligence operation of some kind? It could have been a foreign nation, somebody within, who knows, right? Those things do happen. It's not really conspiracy theory talk. Governments do things like that. So it is possible. But what
Okay.
Coffin Daffer was saying would make you think it's not, is that if it were a professional, they would have had a better exit strategy, a way to dismantle the gun where you never found it.
Mhm.
There were a lot of signs that this was more of just a radicalized ideologue. And she was saying that the distance was 146 yards or meters or whatever it was, and that would not actually be that difficult for. You
Yeah,
wouldn't
actually,
necessarily have to have military training to hit someone from that distance.
right. Mrs. E, did you get that on our group?
No.
We got a
Yeah.
link.
And Judy says he left fingerprints all over. Right. So there would have been more meticulous.
Oh, I got it.
Nature to not leave the kind of evidence and all of that. He probably would have been, So anyway, probably not. Can't rule it out. I'm sure they'll do their investigation and make sure there wasn't someone backing him in some way. What do y'all think about the Trump executive order to push ahead the execution? If he's
Absolutely.
convicted?
If he's
That's
convicted
interesting.
and they have all the evidence they need to be 100% sure, I'm all for it.
War Eagle says that they're raiding his parents' house right now.
Good
It
to see
was
War Eagle, brother.
earlier this afternoon. I did see that, and I've been following it, and there was copters there and everything. But I think it was not that the news media were there, and they were told to back way away. So I haven't seen any other footage about it. That's the last thing I saw was they were asked to leave.
Yeah, Nick is saying I'm against any instant trial. I kind of have some. I'm a little hesitant on that too, actually.
I think there needs to be reasonable amount of time for his defense to get acclimated, but I don't think it needs to be a year from now. And that's what's happened with our judicial system so many times is they push it out. You've got a guy on death row that has been convicted, and it's 25 years before they're actually put down.
Or more. We had a guy, I think it was over 30 years. We had one a couple of weeks ago we were talking about in Tennessee.
Hey,
the guy
War
was
Eagle.
so old. He basically had dementia, or they believed he did.
Oh, okay.
What kind of,
War
it becomes
Eagle.
almost inhumane at a point.
Can you send me the link?
I think I still want him to get his due process, but you could speed it along.
If you want to send it in Discord, you can send it in Discord, or you can email it to me, whatever you prefer.
Yeah, they've got things on that they're actually selling 3D figures of what happened of him, and people are selling it like a joke.
I don't know what just happened. Hello.
Itself, but it's like this doesn't look right.
All right, FBI. That's okay.
Yeah, I somewhere between 30 years and immediate, I think.
I'll tell you what concerns me is that he won't make it to trial. That's what concerns me.
He'll take his own life, or someone will take him.
Don't know.
These
things tend to happen, don't they?
I don't know.
When people we're
what
trying
was
to
it?
find the truth out.
Lee Harvey Oswald, huh?
Right? That's what I'm worried about. That we'll never get to the bottom of it.
Yeah. I mean, it's possible.
Right.
I mean, especially if he's backed by someone, they might try to take him out. It's looking right now like he's other than having kind of like these discords with people that think the same way he does. The roommate, hearing all of this, I can't wrap my head around that.
I know it's bothering you. I can tell.
Well, I mean, having a friend that's like, "Hey, I hid the rifle in the woods," and went, "Oh yeah, okay," I mean, at what point do you?
I just keep thinking
what point
that how many lives were ruined by this action?
But how do you?
His family, you know what I mean? Everybody's. How many lives were ruined by all this? Like forever.
Oh yeah.
Where am I hearing? I'm hearing noise.
I know,
It must be Auntie.
No,
Are you
I'm not
close to
making a
Andy?
sound.
I keep hearing like
we've got a video
noise.
running
I'm,
somewhere.
I'm trying to find the video of what she's finding live because I'm not seeing it. And it's not being reported on the news because I have the TV on behind me.
Well, she's going to send it to me.
Okay, good.
So,
Yeah, I don't have anything running, so it's not me, I don't think. Anyway, that'll be an interesting thing. Has there been precedent for that before where a president has fast-tracked an execution with an executive? I mean, I don't. And here's another thing it's like, is he going to, is the
Nick, that's a
justification?
good point. I'll put it up. Hang on.
Yeah. The trial will never have a fair jury.
It would be hard.
yeah, I wanted to put this up just so if people know who we're talking about. Oh, whoops. That's not going to work. Never mind. Never mind. Okay, I hear it. It's bugging me.
I know. There's something.
I don't have anything playing.
Are you hearing it, or is it just us in our headsets?
I hear it faintly on your side.
Yeah, it's weird.
My
It's
video.
probably me. Let's be honest. It's always me. Oh, you know what? It might be our child playing a video in there.
Oh, I bet it is.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay.
What was I was doing something. Oh, picture. That's what I was doing.
Have you gotten the link for the video?
I think Warrig will let me know.
Okay.
I was just going to show the mugshot of the assailant.
Oh, I have that too. I think.
Oh,
Yeah, I've got it
don't
here.
mind me. I'll just produce the whole thing. That's fine.
I can pull it up if you want me.
Yeah,
to.
go ahead. Might be easier.
My favorite thing today was looking at all the people getting fired for their hateful rhetoric. In these, I mean, there was a restaurant that I thought was really interesting in Cincinnati, and the one of the stadiums, I'm sure it was the Red Stadium, but I forgot what the name of the stadium is. But they completely dissolved their relationship with this vendor, a huge restaurant vendor, because they came out and were saying horrible things on Facebook. And the restaurant came out and said, we have now dissolved our partnership with this person. He is no longer involved with our restaurant. I mean, it was just like bam, bam, bam. There's just been stuff like crazy where these people in their hateful comments they're getting pushback. And I'm so glad.
How did people not know that was going to happen? Like,
well, how did they think it was okay to say, I'm glad he died? Yeah. How can we think that? And a lot of these people are educators.
Yeah.
I saw a doctor, an anesthesiologist. I saw law. I saw an FBI agent, or no, it was Secret Service. And they've already made the announcement that he has been let go. There have been military people let go, all for making these comments that they're glad that he's no longer with us.
Well, we had an assistant dean over at MTSU that did that.
Look at our chat. Cumberland apparently Cumberland University had some people removed today.
Yes,
as well.
I actually just saw that one. Yes.
So it made me want: are the echo chambers that strong that they think they're insulated from any, like that they think the whole world thinks that assassinations are okay? Is that how strong these echo chambers are? That's just normal.
Lolo's saying the mom got an attorney. I don't know if that's true.
I haven't heard that.
I don't know if that's true.
Well, I would.
If what has been said is true.
Thank you, War Eagle. You're the best.
I can't imagine how hard it was for that father to do that. Can you imagine if that were you in that situation? I that had to be the hardest thing he's ever done.
He's got two younger siblings, I think, and
he's got a younger brother and sister, I think.
And I mean, what happened here?
That's what I'm saying. So many lives were destroyed by this.
Couple of years, he gets influenced by somebody, becomes hyper political, and then just goes off like this, right?
And I agree with Shauna. Shauna says,
I hope AP doesn't strike us, but I've got
the past 4 years, the norm has been persecuted, and the left has been able to just get away with anything, and they feel like saying that anything they feel like saying or doing, and now they're being held accountable. I hope they're being held accountable. I think the individuals are, but what about the people that are higher up? What about Nancy Pelosi and all of these people that were telling you to get out in the streets and riot, and that there should be uprisings and all that kind of stuff? They incite this violence, and they incite these people to do these things, and they don't think that anything that they're saying is wrong.
Right.
Comes down to the language people use and the dehumanization of other people. It's just gotten so extreme.
Good
So this
deal,
is live
Rob.
right now outside their house.
Rob said someone from a local business here posted good riddance and they were fired. Good.
This is a sad tragedy.
It is. It is.
Like,
Well,
you
it's
know, we cover a lot of true.
Go ahead.
We cover a lot of true crime, and we have some disgusting people, and I still feel some empathy for them. You know, I still kind of go, man, I just hate that they threw their life away. We watch people at their sentencings, and even the horrible things they've done. There's still that part of me that's like, I feel a little pain for people going to prison for the rest of their lives, even if they deserve it. But people,
or like when there's an execution, do you feel a little pain for those people?
Yeah, a little, because it's such a waste. I still hate it for the person. I feel for, and there's a lack of empathy with so many people.
If you're a good human being,
yeah,
and a believer in God, you're going to feel bad for everyone.
Ivy League, that bothered me a great deal. We actually talked about showing that prior to this, and he was trying not to get political, but
I don't think
it is. I mean,
political. That was horrendous.
It's hard not to. You know, it's hard. It is it's a political issue, and it's just hopefully we can all be. I think we've done pretty well. I think everybody's been pretty.
Well, there were some people who did not really know what's going on. So why don't you give a recap of what's happened overall?
Okay, sure. So if you are new to this story, so Charlie Kirk, who founded Turning Point USA, which is basically like a grassroots college conservative organization, and he kind of made a name for himself doing those on-campus debates. I remember I went to a lot of those when I was in school. I loved going to debates. I remember JFK Jr. coming in with Morton Downey Jr. at one, and they debated the environment. It was awesome.
Auntie got to see Reagan,
and they both debated their different views.
They didn't take me. I'm still bitter.
It was great.
I think they debated several things, but and after they go up and they shake hands, even though they're just going at it the whole debate, and it's just awesome, right? It's the way things should be. And but anyway, he would go and he would just challenge people's beliefs, and a lot of people come up to the microphone, and whatever their thought was, he'd explain his position and whatever. And so. And he often would use the Socratic method, which I'm a huge proponent of, and I believe
we use the Socratic method with our kids.
Yes, I believe in, because it's the easiest way to trigger thought and critical thinking, is to not tell people what to think, but ask them the question and make them come up with why they think what they think. Anyway, he's very good at that. If you listen to his debate style,
I'm sure I can find a good one.
Anyway, so he on September 10th was at Utah. What was the campus? He was on a college campus in Utah. I can't remember which one it was. And he
at the University of.
And don't go watch the video. I would not recommend it. It is horrific. But the bullet goes right into his neck, and he died an hour or two later. And he was shot from a building. Several different people were identified. One man was arrested immediately, but was not the shooter. And then online, all kinds of internet sleuths started throwing up different names and pictures and who they thought the shooter was. And a lot of people were running with that, but it was all just kind of misinformation there. And it turns out it is this, his name's escaping me, Tyler Robinson, who I assume this is his parents' home we're watching right now, right?
Yes.
Is this live?
Yes, this is live. Yeah, and I mean, I'm guessing that AP, I don't know if they'll strike us or not. But
Tyler is 22 years old.
Give him credit.
Oh my goodness. Ivy League says, I met Charlie on January 6th in DC at the rally. There were no public restrooms, but he allowed an elderly lady to use the restroom on the bus. Very kind, godly man.
Sweet.
Oh my stars. Are you kidding, Sharon Marlowe? Are you kidding?
836 shots. I believe it.
I'd heard yesterday the tally was 54 teachers at that point.
I could not believe how many people.
All to have a friend of mine post that she hadn't heard of anyone saying anything negative.
Thank you, Utah Valley University.
Thank you.
I could not come up with that. So anyway, then FBI announced today that they had made the arrest, and I mean, this guy's super smart. scholarship, 34 on the ACT, for whatever reason drops out of school or is kicked out or whatever happened.
Well,
in
I'm
his
sure
first
that'll all
semester.
come out.
And
Yeah.
then he went into I guess a community college, trying to do an apprenticeship or something else.
Technical
electrical
college.
Yeah, technical college. But he's
Well, Sharon Marlowe, if you have a place that we can look at that tracker, I would love a link or something if you could send that to us. She said there's a tracker that's updating every
Oh,
hour.
Sharon, you know I want to see that.
and they have all kinds of evidence. They've got a lot of video of him, arriving at the scene in his car and running from the scene, and the clothes match and the backpack matches and all of that. So this seems pretty open and shut. And he apparently confessed to people around him, including his father, who's ultimately the one that turned him in, and was also on according to the FBI, on a Discord with a roommate, and was essentially confessing to and trying to talk through how to go back and retrieve his rifle and everything.
There is there is a guy on that's put up a video that he was interviewed, and he said he went to school with him in high school, and he called him a weird Reddit kid. And Reddit is very liberal a lot of times, and it's
Reddit can be used for many things, though.
Yeah, but there it can be a liberal, what they call a liberal cesspool. But there's a lot of liberal groups.
There's stuff. I mean, but there's also other stuff
But
too.
that's what how he described him. He was a Reddit kid, so he just did a lot of Reddit.
Blessed Nana, they still have debate teams around here, because I tried to get Middle E to be in the debate team and he would not listen to me. I was like, it would be so perfect for you.
He
You
would
love
be
to
good at
argue.
it. Yes.
Oh, he argued with Aunt E on our last vacation over certain topics. I'm not going to get into them, but certain topics that it still bothers him. To this
Paige,
day.
I believe he was currently living with his parents. That they said he resided there, I believe.
Thank you,
But
Sharon.
then they also discussed him having a roommate. So I'm not sure if he was living part-time in an apartment, part-time with parents.
Oh, that's really funny. Sharon sent it to me.
Okay.
Y'all, I'm going to have to show it to you. It's got a bad word in it. Are y'all okay with that? I have to show the tracker.
Okay, I'm not sure what we're talking about, but go ahead and do it.
Sharon Marlowe has a tracker of the number of people that have lost their job. And someone's actually set up a website to now turn in people that have posted, these comments and to report them. So there are people on the warpath over it.
Can you see it?
Yeah.
That's the official tracker right now.
Awesome.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah, I heard 54 yesterday.
Yeah.
That's
Little
crazy.
Shirley said he lived in the condo with a roommate.
Right. Exactly. He couldn't have lived with his parents, guys.
Aw, Jane Michael in tears. Thank you so much. She said, your sweet nugget is going to be 200% clear. You guys are the strongest parents and family. This is just a hiccup in his story that he can help others with down the road. And we certainly hope that's true.
Yeah,
Thank you. That's really sweet.
Very, very sweet of you to say.
Like I said, I've been emotional. Like we were literally talking to the doctor when we found out about Charlie Kirk. And so I automatically assumed that Charlie Kirk was going to be okay.
I did too, actually.
I was like, well, he's going to be okay.
I just assumed he was.
And it just, I don't know. I think we've had a hard few weeks. I'm not going to get into all the stuff, but we've had a hard few weeks. And I think all of it just came to a head with that. And I have been, I'll tell you the truth, guys. I've been crying for since Tuesday.
Yeah, you don't really do like that.
And I don't really do that, guys.
Mm-mm.
I do get teary-eyed here and there, but it doesn't stay consistent.
We've had a lot going on.
But yesterday, I think I cried from the morning to the evening. Wouldn't you agree?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's kind of all mixed up together, and I don't know how to explain it. I think I'm going to cry right now. So I'm going to, I'm probably going to step away for a minute.
Stop.
This was interesting. Paige said people are throwing away and burning books of authors who found this comical. Yes, I saw Stephen King was one, and then he recounted and said he was sorry, he shouldn't have said it, and took it down. I have not liked him for quite some time because of his horrible political views. So I used to like him very much. He used to be one of my favorite authors, and I completely burned his book.
He is Mr.
He
E's
is my favorite. There's no one I've read like I've read Stephen King. He's my favorite.
I know.
I'll say though, I appreciate that people apologize.
I
You know,
know he's the only one I've
Well,
seen.
but
But
isn't that
let's
how we
give him-
grow? Let's give
give-
him some credit.
You know, I think there's.
Uh,
It would be very easy for him to have just dug his heels in and not apologize.
And he said horrible things in the past and
You know,
never apologized for those.
I think you give grace on stuff like that. People can. I don't know. Maybe we got to have a little more forgiveness or something.
I
Yeah,
think that's part of the
when people ask
problem.
for
I
it.
think that's part of the problem.
and
That's true, War Eagle. He might have apologized because he doesn't want to get sued, because what he did say was defaming. You're correct.
it was defamation, and then someone commented immediately after saying, "I hope that this is sent to the Kirk family because they can sue you for defamation." And then almost immediately he recanted. So I did see that on the posts.
Okay. Well,
I don't feel too sorry for him.
I know. So I guess they had to get their warrant to search the home, and there's no surprise that they're
And
looking for
I
anything
wonder
there.
though, the way that they presented it on the media that were there earlier, they said that something had happened at the home, or what, and they had a helicopter. And I don't know, maybe they were just searching the home. But
There must be some reason they're searching the home now, though, guys.
Yeah.
That's my opinion. But
What
the real
did you
two
say?
said
there must be some reason in addition to things we don't know.
Well, they'd have to search this whole house.
Right.
Roman,
But to make such a big deal about it and make it like a raid.
give them credit for just say thank you, AP. We appreciate your video stream or something. Real Me Too said give them credit to protect yourself.
Okay.
Do a little banner or something, maybe.
Yeah.
Okay. Hold on.
Yeah, Diane, I used
Thank
to
you,
love
AP.
way back when. I did like Rob Reiner, and he's another one that's absolutely lost.
There's
his
a lot of
mind.
people who have disappointed me throughout.
Nick said I'd write video AP.
Thank you guys. You guys are taking care
Thank
of me.
you,
I'm
Nick.
not quite in my right head with stuff right now. So
I know, little
I know.
Shirley. That's what I said. United we stand, divided we fall, and I think this is a good example of it. We have to have some common ground.
what did Nick say to write?
Video.
Video AP.
Video credit.
with them, but most of all, he was not political. His family members,
Like this?
however, in statements to various organizations,
Should I put it up like that?
I don't see anything.
Like
Oh.
that?
Yeah, maybe. That's pretty bold.
It is. Or I could do a ticker.
War Damn Eagle
That's okay.
says that others are streaming it too. I don't think they'll strike. I know, Rumi too. There's a lot of things about this that are concerning. He left his car there. I mean, there's some weird stuff. Also, the gun would have had to been taken apart to put in the bag for him to carry out parts of it, and it was completely reassembled, wrapped in a towel, and put back in the woods. And I thought that was an odd detail. She said, "Do the streamer."
I'm doing it right now. I figured everybody get annoyed with that because it cuts off half my face.
You can't see anything above your chin or below your chin.
Well, see, I like it like that.
I know.
So
Yeah, and he had a cell phone in his pocket. I thought that he did not have his own cell phone, but he had possibly a burner phone.
I was going to show something else too while we're on that.
Oh,
I
War
got
Damn Eagle
something
said
else to show.
they found a screwdriver with the gun, so he disassembled it before he jumped.
This is one thing.
Okay, I want to
wondered.
show you this.
Okay. Oh yeah, this is
This is a great
Well,
quote.
Yes,
if you-
I had
this
that
is-
too. I
From
had that
Charlie
quote.
Kirk. You can tell a lot about a person by how they react when someone dies.
Yeah, that's from Charlie Kirk in 2016, and I think that's actually true.
Yeah.
It's character revealing.
It is.
That's why a lot of these people that are losing their jobs at the universities and in teaching position and healthcare, it might maybe that seems a little overboard, but really, do you want people in those positions that have so little regard for human life? This isn't like you're talking about Mussolini or something. I mean,
Right.
this is a guy that was doing college debates.
Right.
Peaceful guy. He wasn't
Yeah, but-
calling for war, or anything like that.
Right, but like I said, he was making such huge strides in changing the minds of youth all over the country. And it was getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And it was only going to grow. And I feel like they thought he was a threat and wanted to take him out.
So, I mean, this is where the empathy thing comes in. I do have a little bit of empathy for people that have lost their jobs because of something dumb they did online, but it really is a huge character revealing kind of thing. And
Oh, Grandma Chachi, I'm sorry you didn't get a notification.
I don't want my kid going to a university where that's the opinion of the assistant dean.
You're right,
No.
Diane. You're right.
Well, I will tell
You
you,
know?
I had that discussion with Middle E because he's applying to colleges.
He's reapplying.
He's reapplying to colleges. Yeah.
He's getting ready for next year. And he's doing all of his applications.
Everything he's planning on everything going well, and he's planning on going to college next year.
So he's having to reapply again, and that was one of, and it's kind of like, I don't know.
That criminal, I kind
that.
of look at it as that as well. He was a huge man of God, and she said to me it was like assassinating a preacher.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Did he take his car from the university home because he left the car there?
They've got him on the Ring doorbell walking through that neighborhood.
Yeah, he must have parked somewhere farther away, but it said that. I mean, his home was, I think it was like up to 4 hours, between 3 and 4 hours away. I don't know. I don't know for sure which.
I will say, War Eagle, we have worked really hard to teach our kids to think for themselves.
Yeah.
And to question everything. So I'm hoping that will stick with them, but you never know.
Well,
but they shouldn't have to. They shouldn't have to give up on an education,
right?
Because of possible indoctrination.
A lot of it's foundational, but like I have a friend that has a daughter that's at a very, and I will say very liberal Ivy League school, and she has maintained her conservatism
values so far,
and she's getting ready to start her junior year.
Aunt E, you have a very conservative daughter, and
yes,
and she went to college,
right?
So at the time, we have other family members that are about the same age that did not.
Right. Well, actually, my son is very liberal. My daughter is very conservative, and they went to the exact same school. So you can't blame it on the college.
I didn't want to reveal that. I didn't, but that's kind of an interesting point.
They went to the same school.
No,
they were raised by the same parents.
Right. They have very different views about things.
Yes.
I didn't want to reveal that though, but I thought that's a you personal thing. So
I want to kind of go back a little bit to this notion that he could be the Trump executive order to execute him quicker.
Do you want me to mute this until something happens, or just have it in the background, or what? Because it's kind of loud.
Let it roll and turn. You can just mute it, and if we see something going on,
okay, there you go. I am going to step out for a second because I have to start the oven for.
Even though sure,
it's that time.
So I don't know. I guess I think that's an interesting idea because I have mixed feelings about it, and I don't really know what I think about it. There's a part of me that feels like he should get his due process, and you want justice. You don't want there to be any question about who did it and all of that. But then there's also this part of me. Our system's massively broken. Our justice system's just broken. So bringing justice, here's the bright side to bringing justice quicker, is it's more of a deterrent against other future people that might do this to the next political activist.
And I think that's what needs to happen. Just like the young Ukrainian lady or woman that was killed. I mean, to me, that justice. I mean, we've all seen the camera. Yeah. We've seen her get stabbed and die and bleed out, and even the passengers didn't help her, and she just laid there and bled to death. And we've seen that. And there's no question that this guy did it. He shouldn't have been out. However, you know, at what point do we hold the judge accountable for letting him out after he had committed several crimes and was let out? And then, to me, he should be fast tracked. We have video footage. We know it's him, and he did it. And if they can prove it beyond a shadow of a doubt, they've got the DNA evidence, they've got the gun. Who knows? He may have even confessed. If you have all that, why would you not want to give him any longer to do it?
Here's my thinking. There's two people I think of with this Tyler Robinson. You look at like Koberger and Mangione, and I think he likely thinks he's going to go to prison for decades and be this kind of like criminal celebrity and write letters and get this attention and have infamy, right? And enjoy that attention. That Mangione clearly loves that attention he got for what he did, which is a similar kind of thing, just against healthcare. And Koberger, you kind of feel like he enjoys the notoriety also. But if you fast track it and you execute him quicker, well, you don't really get to. There's a big difference in the idea that you know, 20, 30 years from now, if at all. And no, from now on, political assassinations, we're going to fast track it. We're going to get through the process and we're going to be over and done with it because we can't be as stable. This is why I lean toward it being okay. I don't think our country can handle more of that. I think we have to protect the free speech aspect of the country against this. And so right. I think I'm leaning toward it being okay, although I'm a little.
I think it's okay. And I think what it does, the most impactful thing it does is it sets a precedence saying we're not putting up with this crap anymore. You're not going to murder citizens, any citizen, especially a political assassination such as this, or I don't know if you'd even call it. I mean, I call it political, but it's also, you know, he's attacking Christianity and God and what this man stood for. So there's lots of angles you could say, but it sets a precedence. We're not going to put up with this kind of thing anymore. And if you do this, this is what's going to happen to you. Unfortunately, though, these people aren't of right mind to make these decisions. So you've got that mental instability aspect, the, you know, insane plea and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And, you know, that's something that he could try, and that would probably be the only way he would get off. To serve just life in prison as opposed to execution. But this is not a case where they're going to be messing around. This guy will be made an example of. Rob says, Aunt E, you always cover what I'm typing and I have to delete it. We must be on the same wavelength, Rob. And War Damn Eagle, I'm right there with you. That's what I feel. And, you know, like we said, we didn't want to make this a political thing, but I feel that there's so much hate coming from one side, and the conservatives don't use murder to solve their political issues. Just like I said earlier, you know, what did they do? They had vigils and they're praying, and all these kids are praying in all these universities. I know in our town, they're having a vigil at Camping World. And they have Camping World's a big conservative company, and they have this gigantic flag, and they're having a huge vigil. They're asking people to come and bring candles and do a vigil for Charlie's family and for Charlie. And that's going on around the nation, everywhere. I saw one where you guys live in Hendersonville. I saw one in Gallatin. I saw one in Nashville. I saw several different areas in where you guys are at that were hosting vigils. And so I think, you know, it's how you handle things like this that should speak volumes. And people, and I've seen people on the left saying, I'm never voting Democrat again. I can't stand this, what people are saying and what people are doing. And I think this kind of thing will spark change. It will be a turning point for our country. And I hope that it won't not be diminished or forgotten about in just a few weeks, but I don't think it will.
Yeah, I have heard people say this. I don't understand where this comes from.
No, he is not a conservative. He's had people in his family and people that were interviewed saying he had been radicalized over the last few years. He'd become very radicalized.
But
So
okay,
you're
so
incorrect.
even if he were, let's say he's a, but does it matter? I mean,
Well,
does it matter?
he had a huge hate for Charlie Kirk. He hated
Yeah.
him.
Okay. So
And he
let's say he's
spewed
in
that
a
hate
wing
to other
of the
people.
Republican Party that, you know, he maybe if Charlie wasn't conservative enough for him or whatever it is, does it matter? He still, I mean, it doesn't matter to me. I feel the same way about this guy, and it's still, it doesn't change the
And
disregard for
right, exactly. And I think
human life.
where people are confusing it is the family was considered a conservative family, and they very well may have been. And we're not saying the family, but we are saying this young man had been radicalized in recent years, and family had testified to that. That was part of the press conference today.
And we don't.
Nick, I actually saw. I'm pretty sure last night I saw this video, and I've been trying to find it.
I
I'm
have
pretty
it.
sure I
The
saw
guy
it.
with the megaphone that looks very
No,
similar to him.
It's not him though.
It's not, but it does look similar.
That's the guy that made that song.
And I agree, Nick. Everything will come to light. Everything
No,
will come
he's
to
the one
light.
that made the song.
The guy with the bullhorn is the person
This
that.
guy.
No.
Oh, that's a
No,
different.
no,
It's a
the guy with
different
the
guy.
bullhorn.
Yeah.
But it did look a lot like him, very much like him.
Yeah.
But I mean, I hate this for his family. I hate that they have a son that possibly did this to someone, and they're going to live with that stigma the rest of their lives, and that's horrible. It's horrible for them. It's horrible that they,
like I said, I just keep saying that's what I keep thinking is this tragedy. It affects. I mean, it's just it multiplies the amount of people. I mean, Charlie's family for the rest of their life will have to deal with this. The mother will have to put her kids to bed alone every night for the rest of her life.
And
and his family's going to have to live with this shame. I mean, it's shame.
Oh, it is. It's
for
like,
the rest of their life.
Yeah.
And his brothers, his poor brothers.
Right.
Nick said, destroyed their lives.
I know. He said, I believe more arrests will come. Maybe a friend for knowing, just a possibility. I hope so. But this, during the press conference, they said at this time they think he acted alone, and there is no. But they're out for blood for this. They're hurt. They're all hurt deeply because so many of them were friends with Charlie, and he impacted their lives, and they're not going to let his killer go free. They won't. I don't think any stone will be unturned.
So I'm just reading a lot of the comments. There's some great stuff happening over there.
I know.
Very interesting. You guys,
I felt like we needed to have this place for our friends to be able to, express themselves, because I've felt the need to express myself over this tragedy.
Well, first thing I did was go on Turning Point and order a shirt because I was like, I want a shirt. Because the
one I want is I am Charlie Kirk.
I love that one. Or hashtag be like Charlie. I saw that one too.
Yeah.
But the psychopath notion is something that is to me interesting. Like the idea that, like you were saying, the family, he's destroyed his siblings' lives.
Yes, he has. He's
completely.
It's so incredibly selfish.
Yeah, and so it's like that would be kind of one of those signs, because it would be someone that their goal is more important. They don't actually love people.
Hello, Rosebud.
They don't. They just their siblings. They can pretend they did, but they never loved their siblings or their parents.
Crochet! Don't you wish? Crochet said, and this is something we've all been wanting, but I wish the FBI would put out the info they have on Sebastian like they did this one. Yeah, it would be nice.
I'll tell you what broke me up today was
I thought about that today too.
With Cash saying, I'll see you in Valhalla. That just broke my heart. Oh, I'm not even on the screen.
I compare everything to Sebastian Rogers in some way, actually. So when I was hearing the FBI press conference today, and they were talking about the cooperation with the locals and engaging the public, and we had whatever it was, 11,000 tips come in.
Yeah, let's put these people on Sebastian, see what happens.
Yeah. Instead, not to get too far into the Sebastian thing, but I
30,
started.
33 hours after the crime, they had the guy.
Yeah,
And
when
so
they
said this feels like when we lost Andrew, and she took it off. Andrew Breitbart on steroids.
I'm so sorry.
That's
there
all
you
right.
go.
She said this feels like when we lost Andrew Breitbart on steroids, and I agree.
And I agree with Beach Bum. Also, the guilt the parents must feel. What did we do wrong?
Oh, yeah.
And so many times, you know, you can raise all your kids the same way, and just because one has a different notion or just gets caught up in a bad headspace where they're around people that support those bad thoughts, and you get on and I blame social media. I totally blame social media. I think
I've said
social
this a
media
million times.
is cesspool for corruption and for destroying young minds. And I said, I would wish there was a law. I wish we could have a law that says children cannot have any social media or phones with social media or computers or anything until they are 18 years old. Because all they need are phones that can text and can call. That's all a kid needs.
And, you know, I think about, especially on X in particular, the more outrageous and vile and ridiculous you are, the more you get rewarded on X. So like you get the more views, you get the more likes, the reposts, the controversy, the engagement. Yeah. It doesn't actually reward
good behavior.
It does. Yeah. Reasonable conversation.
Right.
In any way. It's just the most extreme ideas on any direction is all that gets boosted. I don't know how you fix that actually.
Yeah, Rosebud. I was very curious why they felt the need to go after Sheriff Pusser. I remember watching probably on Betamax, watching Walking Tall when we were young.
Mm-hmm.
On TikTok. Well, we don't let our kids on TikTok.
And this is according to a news media source says Tyler Robinson was the only leftist in his family, according to a high school friend, as reported by The Guardian. He was pretty left on everything. The only member of his family that was really left, a friend said. The rest of his family was very hard Republican. The friend said Robinson became extreme in his political views around his sophomore year of high school. Some of the writing that Robinson allegedly wrote on the bullet casings were from a video game called Helldiver 2, according to the outlet. The game is about troops who are fighting in the name of democracy. So that's a little bit more information for the people that were saying that he was MAGA. It sounds like he wasn't.
Well, I think that unfortunately people it's a combination of things. It's people being misinformed, uninformed, and there are people who just want to troll and be mean, which is what we're fighting against.
Yes.
I mean,
willfully ignorant.
Yeah. They want to be. They don't. It's.
What is that?
I hate this part of it.
Is that what they're saying? Like in the black box? Is that dialogue? It keeps coming up on the screen.
Are you on?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It might be theirs.
I'm with.
I know.
I started reading it. And I was like, "What is that, Henry? How did it end up?"
Who's Henry?
Just in case.
Okay, stop. You two.
We might pick up some inside scoop this way, picking up the audio there.
Yeah, we might get some info.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah, Rob, I had heard that too, because they had a Charlie Kirk character. It said people blaming South Park. Charlie actually responded to the show and said it was great. He said people need to be able to laugh at themselves. And yeah.
Well, and I will tell you too, they did do when it happened, they did take that episode down, and I felt like that was the right thing to do for now.
Yes.
While the FBI is at the parents' house, and Nick was saying that they are taping off his car. So they must have gotten their warrant, and they're back to just search the whole property, probably taking every electronic device, and because they're going to have to be thorough and make sure he wasn't connected to anyone else. I would think. I mean, obviously, they're also just trying to build their case against him, but I would suspect that they're very concerned that he was part of a network of some kind or had a handler or anything else, which is possible. Yeah, Little Shirley says, I don't care what side Tyler was on and what side he came from. He took a life, and that should be the only thing that matters.
Exactly.
Yeah, whatever his position was, whatever his radical ideal was, he thought he still, even if he ends up being I don't know, a Reagan Republican, a Trump Republican, whatever you want to call, a Bush Republican, and he just didn't quite line up with whatever it is.
Matter.
He still, for ideological reasons, thought that someone that was a peaceful public debater was not worth, his life wasn't worth living because he disagreed with his position on something.
Right.
And I hate the way that it always becomes political points on every crime that happens.
No kidding.
Every time someone's attacked, it's like, he was a registered Democrat or he was a registered Republican. And, like there's some scoreboard we're all supposed to keep.
Okay. Granny's behind. And you may want to yell to Granny and tell her she's behind.
She doesn't know how to put. Yeah, let me. I'll go off the screen for just a minute and go fix it for her. I'll be right back.
You ready for me to order food? Middley's looking at me like,
How do I
why
do
haven't you
it?
ordered food yet?
How do I get my picture off without?
Down at the bottom, you'll see a camera and a mute.
Speaking of Middley, he was showing me an influencer today, I think it was this morning.
If you want to come, I can turn my camera off and you can tell everybody.
No, you're fine. I can talk here.
That's okay. I've got it. I turned it off. You want to talk?
Am I still on here?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Am I supposed to keep doing this, or we?
He wants to. He's going to tell. He's going to tell about it.
Oh,
himself.
okay.
Yeah. So this guy who I think it was during a live stream found out that he had been shot, and he just took a solid 2 minutes and he cried on stream because of he had been shot, and
right.
This streamer was known for being being very left. Yeah. And he got severe backlash from crying on stream for some reason. Not really sure why. He was crying at the death of somebody who didn't really deserve to die.
Yeah.
Of a human.
He had some empathy.
And other people, and a lot of people have made posts about this guy. And let me see if I can find him.
And everybody that doesn't know, this odd voice that you're hearing is Middle E.
Hello, that's me.
Yeah.
That is indeed me.
Yeah, and this guy, he was saying you were saying he's the kind of guy he gets I didn't know who he was, but you said he gets hundreds of thousands of views. That kind of person, right?
There were 200.
What's his name?
Dean Withers.
Yeah.
Yes.
So,
say hi to everybody and tell everybody
and-
thank you, because they have all been very supportive of you and praying for you.
Hey guys, thank you so much for all of your prayers and support. It really does mean a lot to me that you guys care so much.
Look at them. They love you, honey. And if we ever get to do Only Murders in the Building, he's going to join us for that.
Yes, I do love this show.
But I thought it was interesting. And when you showed me the clip of the guy, it was reasonable. And he was like, look, I disagree with everything that Charlie Kirk says pretty much. Very few things, he was saying that kind of thing. It was like, this guy's a dad. He's, it was just kind of just the normal, what should be a typical human reaction. And anyway, that caught your attention.
Yes.
Look,
and you're,
they're all saying you have a great voice for TV and radio.
Oh, thank you.
He's handsome too, guys. I just want
He's
you
pretty
to know.
awesome.
We love him.
They have
we love you. Lolo says we love you. Lolo, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. That's very nice of all of you.
Tam says you are such a kind and smart young man.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that.
Oh. Nick the Hat says, oh wow, I wasn't expecting that.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah, a little cameo from Middle E there. So.
Hello.
He sounds much wiser than Mr. E. I always like to say that I think that he is the absolute best of both of us.
I'll tell you a funny Middle East story the other day.
Here.
I was sick last week.
Yeah.
And I was getting
Here,
ready
sit
for
down
bed.
for a minute. I got to start your brother's speech.
And I was saying to Middle E, I was back, at the medicine cabinet or whatever. And I was like, I don't know. What do you think? Should I take Tylenol or take Dayquil? And he was like, I don't know, man. You've been adulting for a long time. I'm just 18. Why are you asking me for advice?
That's pretty good.
And I've laughed about that for days because it's so true. But what Nick was saying about him being wise, he's a very smart kid. So I do end up talking to him in like a seasoned adult a lot of times, and I almost kind of forget how young he is, but like we were working on a car today.
Yes.
And Middley is he's a mechanical mind. He's a science type of mind. And so he's always handy to have around in those situations. I'm more of an abstract kind of person.
Yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't disagree with that.
No, it's true. We're just different. It's different. But anyway, so I don't know if can you see the screen there?
Yeah, I can.
We are, if you're just now joining us, we are watching the FBI at Robinson's home, the assassin. This is his parents' house. And what we're understanding is they are interested in the car, and it looks like they're doing a pretty thorough search of the residence there. Shauna Butterfly kisses.
It's not it's not a car that.
Yeah, very unique vehicle.
It's a very
yeah.
Well, why don't you, since you're here, tell them your perspective as a youngster about all this stuff. If you feel like it.
About sure.
Put your headphones on so you can hear your aunt.
Okay. Hello,
Auntie. Can we still hear you?
Yes. Can you hear me?
Okay. Yes.
Okay. Well, really, my if you want to know my opinions on this, there wasn't. The fact of the matter is, it was a tragedy that happened. It's something that shouldn't have happened. It shouldn't really happen to anybody. It's awful that it happened to Charlie Kirk, and the way that I've seen it in the media, it has been construed into making it more political than it is. It's just a matter of what is right and what is wrong, and the people who are being respectful and not talking in vain of a person who just died are reasonable and sensible people.
Yeah.
And the others are less than that.
Yes. They're just lack any kind of empathy.
Yeah. There's an emotional detachment to it. And it's just shocking to see a mass amount of people don't have that emotional and moral intelligence.
I know. That's the really disappointing thing. I think it's just how many people lack that. You always expect a couple, right? You always know anytime anything happens, the greatest person on earth could have a tragedy. There's always going to be that one guy that makes the bad joke.
Yeah.
But that it's been so many people. That's been the surprising thing to me.
Yeah.
And that a lot of people have applauded that. And even with a couple of days going by are still doing it. It's wild.
Yes.
That we have, there's a tracker. Apparently over 600 people have lost their jobs because of the comments they've made online.
Well,
that number will go up, I suspect.
I feel like they deserve to. This is some sort of, even though he wasn't involved in the administration currently, this is still an attack on America. It's an attack on. This was premeditated, and we don't know the whole story of what's going on here, which is why we're watching this here.
Yeah,
and
we don't know yet. don't know yet.
You
didn't hear all the press. You listened about half that press
No,
conference
I
with me
didn't.
today.
I didn't listen to the press conference.
We know a little bit more than what because you didn't hear all of it. But
Yeah, there's some stuff. Your
Also-
father has to put what he wants on his.
Oh, you know.
I don't
One of the things I just found
Why
out
don't you
is
talk to some people? I'm sure they'd like to hear from you. Here.
his wife is going to
You're
be
fine.
addressing
Just-
about 8:15 tonight. His wife is going to be making her first address.
Gotcha.
So that will be interesting to hear.
Oh, Erica's going to speak.
Yes, it says Charlie Kirk's widow, Erica Kirk, will be making her first public address following the assassination of her husband at 8:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The event will be live streamed on Turning Point USA's social media pages. You can find Turning Point USA on X. I think they have a YouTube. They have some. I don't know if they have Facebook, but I think they do have that as well. But I always follow them on the X, and that's where I get all my videos. So if you're interested in hearing her speak, that's going to be in about 50 minutes or so.
Okay. I don't know if we'll stay on here that long or not.
I don't know. I think we've got Middle E hooked. He may just join the show.
He might.
Maybe, possibly.
I know, Harley. I agree. Harley said, "I can't imagine what strength it's going to take for her to speak to the American people. God bless her." Yes, she's a strong woman, though. She's a strong young woman, a strong young Christian woman too, and she believed in what Charlie did and the importance of it. And I think she will shock us all with her strength.
Yeah, I don't know if I've ever heard her speak. Have you ever heard her speak before?
She's a former Miss Arizona.
Oh, okay. So she's comfortable being in front.
She's comfortable in the limelight. Yeah.
Yeah. So you got it. So
There was
still,
rumors,
man.
and I'm not putting out rumors because I don't know if this is true, but I had heard that she was expecting. I don't know if that's true or not.
Thank you, War Eagle. We love you also.
I hope. I don't want to say I
they
hope
think she was.
not,
Oh man.
but I had heard that in more than one place, but I don't know the accuracy of that statement. So I do not want to put out rumors, but it could be possible.
I also don't want to put out speculation, but I would also assume myself to be a pretty smart.
We'll check sources on that.
Yeah.
So, thank you very much for all of everybody's support and kind comments throughout my entire situation. And
I mean, it's been hundreds, if not thousands, of people. I mean, it really has. They've reached out.
I appreciate every single one of you. Thank you so much.
Oh, I'm sorry. I said 8:00. It's 8:15. They won't quit praying. Everybody's going to keep on praying.
Oh, do me a favor and say hello to your granny.
Hi, Granny.
Man, it's a family affair tonight, isn't it? We got the whole crew coming in. We'll have Little E on before we know it. And
I got Granny all up to speed. She was only behind by about a minute.
Okay.
She was only behind a little bit.
Well, thank you, Sarah. Thank you.
I'm placing.
Auntie, you got any other thoughts you want to talk about this tonight, or what do you think?
Well,
We haven't really gone over the.
we haven't gone over like any. Have you showed the mugshot or what he looks like or any of that?
No, I hadn't. The main thing I wanted to do was I really just wanted to talk about the topic more than anything, because I think, I mean, I know that there's going to be what was the evidence, what was the crime, what are the timelines like, all that part of it. But to me, it was kind of more, what's really been on my mind is just kind of what this all means for the country, because I do think that it is a turning point for the country. I hope it'll be for the better, and you just don't know. But I do think I think it could be.
Hi, Granny.
I think it.
Love you too.
And she's typed twice today, so she really loves you.
What? Twice?
I know.
I know. We've
That's
been trying to
crazy.
get her on air. She won't go on air.
Why not?
I don't know. Well, tell everybody bye because you've got to go run an errand.
Yes, I do. So
Nice.
it was nice to hear from all of you. Thank you once again for your prayers and your continued support of this show.
Thank you, buddy.
Thanks, everybody. Well, cameo by Middle E. Thanks for coming by, being our guest, surprise guest today.
Our surprise guest. Hey, do you need this at all? Anything from it?
Probably not.
Okay. You guys are so sweet.
Oh yeah, here's another one that Lindsey Graham put up in South Carolina. He said, "Free speech doesn't prevent you from being fired. If you're stupid and have poor judgment. The despicable, inappropriate, and classless statements about a tragic event should not diminish a great university like Clemson." So they have obviously fired someone that's made some comment.
Real Me Too says that you need to be added to the channel. I mean, he's completely. We've tried to get him into true crime. We have. I'll just tell you. I think he would be great, but you'd have an instant following, my friend. Yep.
Yeah.
Middle East true crime.
You were sounding good in the headset too.
Yeah, you've got a great voice.
Yeah. Yeah, Junie is saying it is definitely a watershed moment for the country. I hope it's a bit of a wake up call. That's kind of what I'm hoping. I'm hoping that it's a, people have been saying for a long time, we need to lower the temperature. But maybe seeing how extreme the stuff can get will actually make us start to do that and move that direction.
Right.
But there's not a simple solution to any of it, because it's so many things. It is partly internet. It's partly our education. I mean, we've kind of got radicals raising our kids,
Oh, thank you, Rob.
Thank you, Rob, for doing that. I appreciate it.
Now I'm gonna have to buy him a coffee.
Yeah, so we'll do that for Middle E there.
Rob just sent you $5.
Oh, thank you.
That made his day.
It's moral decay in general. It's parenting, and I think there's also just we have an overall mental health issue that's going on. You can see it with a lot of the people that are doing the hate. I always look at people's eyes when they go on those videos. You can
I know. You can see it in their eyes. You can see it. You can see the detached. They're not. I've seen a few politicians' eyes too.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it can happen anywhere, but there's a lot of it. There's a lot of people that are not connected.
I agree that I think we need more mental institutions for people that are just mentally unwell to get treatment, and you just don't hear of that hardly at all anymore. And I know that's something that needs to be treated as mental illness.
All right, puppies.
I think that's going to be one of the directions things are going to start going.
I hope so. I do,
because we just see it. We see it in Nashville. And there's some really mentally unwell people that do not need to be out on the streets.
We've talked about this.
They need care.
Yes.
They need care because they're a target out there, and they turn up dead all the time.
Yeah.
And it's not. That's not.
Yes, Real Me Too. It's Turning
serving.
Point USA, and you should be able to find them on X or Facebook or YouTube. They have a channel, and they will stream videos, and they're going to be streaming. I don't know if she's speaking, addressing it.
It looks like she might be on Fox as well at 8:15.
Yeah, I'm sure they'll have it on.
Everybody's going to have it on.
Yeah, it's at 8:15 Eastern Standard Time.
Rob, that was so sweet. Sorry, I'm just thought that was very sweet.
Well, and I just saw a quote that says, "The moment you silence a man with a bullet instead of an argument, you've admitted that your worldview is too weak to stand on the truth." And I think that's very true.
That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, when you do resort to violence, you've lost the argument.
Right.
Why did Crochet wants to know why they stopped having asylums? There's a lot of reasons.
There was a lot of bad things happening.
A lot of negative connotations. Instead of being helpful for people, it was,
well, there was a lot of abuse going on, right?
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. So we kind of went to an extreme and released everyone. And
I'm with Brenda. Do you see Brenda's comment? I think we can't trust our leaders, our mainstream media, our food supply, our medical authorities, moral decay in it all. And I do think,
Absolutely.
I would agree.
I
yes.
completely agree with that.
I think that you need to step away and take our dogs out because
All
they're beating me up.
Gotcha.
They are jumping on me and licking me.
If you want to get more into the nuts and bolts of the case, we can do that too. You want to
Okay.
go ahead and start doing some of that?
Well, let's see. Sorry. Real Me Too's behind, but she's so sweet. Let's see. Then yeah, he's so funny.
It's just there's a lot.
Right, Sarah, I agree. We can regulate so many things. We should be able to regulate this and have safe care for people who have mental health issues.
Right. That's Judy. That's pretty much what you said. We only have God. That's the one thing we can count on. That's the only thing we can count on. It is.
Okay. Did Mom ever figure out why she couldn't see me?
I think she was way back where it was covering your face with the credits.
Oh, okay.
I had to fast forward her.
Oh,
Harley,
Harley.
yeah, that's what I was going to pull up. She said, I worked for McLean Hospital for many years, a prominent mental institution with live-ins. The closing of these hospitals are when the explosion of mental health on the street happened. And I agree. And I know it's not a great place for them to live, but it's a safe environment for them to be in most of the time. Because, a lot of these people with severe mental problems, they can't hold down a job, so they end up on the streets. And I've been to San Francisco and other cities, and I was terrified. I was like, I thought this was supposed to be a really neat place to come and visit and, see the bridge and all this neat area around the bay. And I was terrified because there were people shooting up drugs in the street, bent over, pooping in the streets.
Well, there went the monetization. So if anybody would like to join I'm just kidding.
No, but just it was just horrible. And you'd walk by like an area that's supposed to be for people to walk in a park, and then there's homeless laying all over the place, and the smell would absolutely gags you. Like you have to hold your breath and walk quickly because the smell was so bad. And you could tell they all needed mental health help.
There used to be a fella when we would take Biggie to therapy that would just yell at cars in the street, and he was homeless, and he clearly had a mental health issue. All he would do is he didn't ever ask for money or anything. He would just yell at people.
Well, that reminds me of the guy that used to drive his tractor to the end of the road we were driving to our house in our old neighborhood. And he was an elderly guy, and he was obviously, having dementia, and he would come out on his tractor and drive out to the end of the road and just stand up and shake his fist and scream at people when they drove by.
Mom.
Hey, Auntie, you'll have to talk to chat for a second.
Yeah.
Actually, Dad's got it. Dad got it.
Cece, I think that he has mentioned reinstituting mental institutions, and he has had that as part of some of the things that he wanted to accomplish. And I recently heard about it. I guess it was about a month ago. I heard him speaking about needing these facilities for people.
Mm-hmm.
Wonder if anything's going on with the sound on the.
I can check.
Let's turn it on for things if we hear anything.
Sounds about the same.
We feel like they're obviously gotten a search warrant for the man's vehicle, and it looks like.
You know what I think I'm going to do? I have 5 more memberships I can give away.
Oh, fun.
So I am going to do that. All right. I'm sending 5 memberships. This is my last for September.
All right.
So good luck.
5 memberships. Who's getting them?
Judy C., Stephanie Marlowe, Telling the Truth,
My YouTube went down.
KNS, Seth Rogers, Sebastian's father.
Yay!
Yay. Welcome. Welcome.
All right.
Wow just gifted 10 memberships. Thank you,
Yay!
Wow. If you got a membership from Wow, please tell Wow thank you. That was very kind of her.
That's awesome.
Oh, looks like Mary, Sarah S. Oh, no, Sarah S has got one. Rose with Thorns, Terry F. Candalee Woodward Stone, Allison Nutter, Monzi Smoke, Geraldine, and Lady for Justice. Congratulations. Oh, and Crazy Wheels. I like that one. Passion Flower also. That's awesome.
I don't know, Beach Bum. It just has, it's some kind of randomizer and it just picks people.
Well, you do have to have it turned on. You may not have it turned on.
She said she did. She said, I have never gotten a membership on any channel and I have my gift options on. So I don't know. I didn't turn anything on and sometimes I'll get one.
Well, we make our memberships very low so that everybody can join our membership. Our lowest level of membership is 99 cents. So
that's pretty low.
A month. So, and we are going to do a tribute. I promise y'all. I promise.
It's just like you just keep getting hit in the head with the bat. It's like one thing and then the other. So it's hard to get
We've
caught
got
up.
a lot we're dealing with right now. And that's why I'm, we're live and I kind of don't want to stop being live for a few, because I don't know when we're going to get to be live again.
Been a while.
It's been a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I would like to do our recap, but like Mr. E said, we would have recap of the week, but the whole week it's been this.
Well, we talked about it. We talked about just doing our regular thing, but we were like, we'll ultimately have to talk about this because we
my goodness, Wow.
Wow's gifting memberships is try to help the person that was asking why they never got memberships.
Thank you, Wow.
Maybe they'll get lucky.
Wow has been like our rock star gifter tonight. Thank you so much, Wow. We appreciate you so much.
Nope, she didn't. Dang it.
She didn't get it?
No. Keeping it on the low, got it. Prison Daughter, Crime Critter, Mom of 3 Boys, and Under Your Scars got it.
These are some good names.
I know, there's got to be stories behind all those names.
Wow said I tried Beach Bum. Oh, you sure did. Sorry. You're so sweet. Thank you so much.
It doesn't look like anything's going on.
I think
Sharon
Marlowe gifted.
It's like everybody's playing the lottery.
You guys are so cute. Sharon Marlowe, thank you so much. If you received a gifted membership from Wow or Sharon Marlowe, please tell them thank you.
Lil Shirley, Vortex, Jeannie, Catfish, and Kaz Smith got memberships from Sharon Marlowe.
That's weird. That's interesting, guy. I don't know. I get them once in a while with different channels.
Well, you get them when you're not even on their show and are watching
it. You had to be on and chatting, and Beach Bum obviously is on and chatting, and you would think she would get.
Oh my gosh, Sonia! Aunt E, when you're in town, I hope you're in town the same time Sonia's in town next time because you would love her.
Yeah.
Oh wow,
you would love Sonia. You guys would hit it off.
Oh, what's going on here? Are they getting ready to load up the
car? They're loading it up.
Sonia, if you thank you so much,
thank
Sonia.
You, Sonia.
If you received a gifted membership from Sonia, please tell her thank you. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much.
It's like we got to be like, come on, big money.
I know. It's like no whammies.
No whammies. No whammies.
Why would it take all this time to put a car on a skid loader and go?
Okay, looks like Kiki True Crime.
Maybe they had to be thorough with everything they touched or something.
Jay Kells, Jeannie Spratt, Sharon Marlowe already had one. Sharon BQN, Patricia Prater, and that's it. Awesome. Thank you guys so much. You guys are so sweet.
Thank you.
Wow says,
are you sure you have it on?
Are you sure you have it on? Because she was trying.
And it may be because you're on your phone. I don't know. I've gotten it on my phone before too, though.
Oh, Alicia. You all are so kind to even think about us with everything you all have in real life. And if you all weren't so amazing, we wouldn't all be here.
Well, thank you, Alicia.
Oh, my goodness. Harley Ryder.
Oh my
Wow,
God.
that's very sweet, Harley.
Oh my goodness. Thank you so much, you all.
Oh, looks like Vortex got one there. Is that right?
If you received a gift of membership from Harley Ryder, please tell her thank you.
Or Beach Bum still didn't get one.
Oh man.
Dang it. Rob
Beach bums
has-
are plant. I'm
Did you
just
see
kidding.
Rob's thing? He said, so it says
Yeah.
charges are aggravated red rum, felony discharge, and obstruction.
Okay, now
Let me see where that is.
So it looks like Shanna McCormick, Tracy Jackson, Becky Razor, Blue Bella, Deanna, and Melissa Bernard, Amethyst Pisces, Sped Teacher, Leslie, and Aunt Sissy. Congratulations, guys. Welcome. And when we do our trivia, we have a gift card that our sweet Dreaming of Blue Skies and Sandy Beaches donated a long time ago for Cheesecake Factory. I think it's $25.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, well, get to it, Mr. E. Get busy.
Tell us what's going on.
About the trivia?
No, get to it about what's going on with this.
The charges?
The charges.
Yeah, I was just not pulling it up. So, yeah, aggravated murder, the felony discharge of a firearm, and an obstruction of justice because he hid the rifle. That would be that part. And then, of course, the discharge of the firearm. And aggravated for Utah is the most serious charge he faces. He could be considered a capital felony punishable by death penalty or life in prison. So then, yeah, that's the three. I mean, that's the three charges there. I don't even know what else you would charge him with.
No, Alicia, you can't direct a gift directly. I wish you could, but you can't. It's kind of like a lotto.
So there's that Challenger getting loaded up there that we've heard about because he drove that on campus. They have him on video with that vehicle.
Oh, okay. Real Me Too is saying I need to look at law and crime. Hold on.
I know, right? Harley says this idiot kid had his whole life ahead of him, and now he's going to spend the rest of his life in jail being abused because that is what will happen to him there.
Abused. I don't think he'll be abused. I think he'll be taken out.
Well, I was saying somebody on X had posted a picture of Lee Harvey Oswald next to him, and they have very similar like features. It's weird. I thought that was bizarre.
That's a good point.
Yeah, you would think. I just wonder if because he was in office.
Well,
I mean, obviously politically motivated.
Well, they considered that. Did they consider that a racial hate crime, or did they consider that a political assassination for Martin Luther King?
I'd have to go back and look at that. Did I tell you I met a guy a few months ago that was in prison with James Earl Ray?
No.
He said I couldn't believe the guy told me that he had been in prison, it's a beautiful car.
Okay, I don't see this on Law and Crime. Roll Me Too. I'm sorry.
But he was telling me how he was in the same prison as James Earl Ray, and that Ray was the guy that brought him like his towels, like that was his job.
What?
To bring the linens or whatever. And he was like talking about how he would swap cigarettes for extra whatever he wanted, and that Ray always claimed that he was innocent the whole time he was in there.
Wow.
Of course, lots of people claim they're always innocent, but this is my little random story to MLK. I couldn't believe the guy told me because I would have had no way to know he was in prison if he hadn't just admitted it.
Right.
It's not your typical conversation starter.
The White House has also put up a really good video about him. If you are interested, you can go to the White House. They have a really good X account and also on Facebook.
Sure, we can put it up. Unless we want to watch this car get towed away first.
No, I don't want. I wasn't going to put it up. I was just saying if anybody wants to watch it. It's just another gut-wrenching video of how wonderful he was.
Little Shirley, this is the vehicle he used to drive to the campus.
It's a good-looking car.
Mm-hmm.
I was calling it. Is it a Challenger?
Challenger.
It's a Challenger.
No, Charger.
No,
I think
my
they said
husband had
Challenger.
my husband had a Charger. I think that's a Challenger.
Looks like the old. I mean, I know it's not, but you know how the Mustangs used to look. It kind of reminds me of the old Mustangs.
Yeah, it does. I'm gonna just look it up.
Pretty.
I know.
Rob is saying that we should look at his South Korea video. I don't know that I've seen that one.
Someone just
right, Pebbles. That's what I'm saying. It looks like a Dodge Charger to me.
It's a Dodge
maybe it
Challenger.
is a Dodge Charger.
No, it's a Dodge Challenger.
It's a Challenger.
Okay.
Well, I said that, and you said no.
Well, I was saying it looks like a Charger to me, but I didn't know that there were. Well, they shouldn't make them so confusingly similar.
Okay, here's a picture of him in his college dorm, and I don't know. I don't think this. I think it's AI, so I'm not gonna put it up.
What? I've got pictures of him in his dorm.
Yeah,
but it's not AI. It's from his mom's Facebook. But
yeah, I saw that. No, this one he has a political shirt on, and I saw the real one. He did not have a political shirt on.
Oh, is this the one where he's wearing a MAGA shirt or something?
No,
that's the. Oh, okay.
They've had that one out there, but it's not real. The MAGA, the shirt, the political shirts on either side. I don't think he's had either one of them on.
It is a super nice car for a kid his age.
Mm-hmm.
See, that just goes to show you this kid had every advantage in life.
Right.
They said it was an upper middle class neighborhood for sure.
Right. But that's what I mean.
His parents obviously bought him that car.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, that organization we were talking about
got a 34 in his ACT.
Yeah,
that would be some good parenting too.
Right.
You know, that means that they.
Well, the organization we were talking about earlier that starts with an A that we didn't want to mention, that one of the the bullet casings had that Bella Ciao on it, and that is like their theme song for that group. And that was
is it?
Bullets, yes.
And Perfectly Imperfect Boy Mom, I think we might have swayed him to come on the show a little more often because I think he actually enjoyed it. I don't think he thought he would, but I think he did.
I think he did. Yeah, once he got on here and he was talking, yeah.
So maybe we'll have to buy another microphone and set it up where he can be here too.
I think he doesn't specifically want to talk about true crime necessarily, but topics he might be more interested in doing. Yeah.
But we are planning on doing some stuff with the Only Murders in the Building, and he's totally on board for that one.
Yeah.
But it'd be nice to have him sitting here with us, but he could do it in another room if we needed to.
Yeah, I don't know. Why aren't the rooftops secured? Right.
Always. Why aren't they always? After Trump, you would think all of them would be.
Of course, I know, somebody like Charlie Kirk, how big is his security?
Well, Nick was saying he had some pretty heavy security people.
What are you going to do, Dad?
Yeah, but I mean...
there's a Metro Nashville person. Did you see the Metro Nashville emergency person that was putting stuff on her Facebook?
Hold on 1 second.
Mm-hmm.
Crochet says, "What is Only Murders? Only Murders in the Building is a show on Hulu that is a mystery series.
Yeah,
and it stars Steve Martin, Martin Short, and Selena Gomez, and we absolutely love it as a family. We think it's really funny, and it's a mystery, but it's also very comedic. So he loves it, and what we do, Middle E and I, will immediately start speculating from the first episode who we think, because they do drop clues, throughout the whole thing. You just don't realize it at the time. And Middle E and I will start speculating and go so much as to like type in with a screenshot. We'll screenshot our who we think it is from the first episode. And then, he was right last time. He got it in the first episode last time, which was kind of amazing.
I know.
But we were thinking about going episode by episode and doing kind of like a live stream about it and kind of discussing it and then kind of trying to solve it as a group together and kind of, just kind of for fun. Because, we talk about a lot of heavy stuff and it would be nice to talk about some things that are kind of fun.
I think the first 3 episodes.
They are.
Rob, I did see that video about you could leave things sitting around in Korea and nobody would steal it. I did see that.
If you can find it without us getting struck, you can play it.
What is this about South Korea?
He was talking about how safe it was in Korea.
Oh,
And he said there's no violent crime. You can leave your luggage lying around at airports and everything, and it's so clean. They've actually did this thing where they've left out a laptop, and people would. This was not related, but they did this study where you would leave a laptop somewhere and see how long in certain places it would take for somebody to steal it. And like Korea was one that it stayed there for days. Nobody touched it.
isn't that wild?
But he's talked specifically about that before, and I have seen that. I forgot about that. I've seen so much of his stuff, I've forgotten what I've seen.
What was his take on why that was? Was it moral character or strength of the justice system?
I don't remember. It's been so long since I watched it. It was about South Korea though, and I just remember him talking about it and just how impressive. Romy two put the link.
She put. Oh, thank you. What was the link for? I don't remember now. I'm getting spacey. Let's see. What is it for? I'll find out. Oh, it's the sidebar.
Okay.
Oh, it's about the Discord messages.
So Karen says Charlie had 2 of his own security and 6 police officers, 150,000 students, 7,000 signed a petition against Charlie on campus. I mean, 2 of his own private security, 6, but I mean, how do you? I mean, it's still hard to. It's a lot of people around. It's not like having the Secret Service. It's not the same thing,
I'll tell you, I've managed to not see. I accidentally saw peripherally the video, but I've managed not to see it yet.
You don't want to see it.
Oh, this is actually really good. But I don't think we could show the whole sidebar. I'm afraid we'd get in trouble. We could show a little bit, maybe.
My point is, why are these colleges and schools not more secured? It's like schools and colleges are open season for people like Tyler.
I just think their minds are really impressionable, and then they get exposed to darkness and dark thoughts and dark things, and it empowers them.
I know I've mentioned this on one of our streams before, but there was a time when I was in school and Al Gore came to campus. And he was like in his motorcade. So we were all walking to class and they stopped us from crossing the street. And he did like an impromptu get out of the car and shake hands.
Mm-hmm.
It was obviously planned, but to the public, it was unplanned. Right.
Mm-hmm.
And so all the Secret Service are around and everything, because this is when he was in office. And I remember looking up on the one of the larger buildings on campus and seeing the sniper there,
Mm-hmm.
and he's going through shaking hands. I got to shake his hand. It was exciting and all that. And I remember feeling super nervous when they got to me, like, I'm not going to make any sudden movements, because
right.
But that's, if you have.
Well, you had the Pearl Jam haircut then, right?
Yeah,
okay.
Right. So I had my Nirvana Stone Temple Pilots kind of look back then.
Mm-hmm.
And, but anyway, but they clearly had the high points secured. And this is like in the 90s.
Mm-hmm.
They had somebody up there that could see if anyone were on another building, that could cause a problem. So you would think you would have people, but I mean, he's also not a vice president, and he had security. You're not really expecting
right
that kind of attack on a guy that's he's private citizen. He doesn't have any political power other than his opinion and thoughts. I mean, he has some influence, but he's not, he's not a world leader.
Right.
How much security can someone have every time he goes to a college campus? And he shouldn't have to. Obviously, he shouldn't have to anyway.
Okay, so it looks like Law and Crime has. We'll just come back to the other thing here in a minute, but it looks like Law and Crime's got the affidavit.
Oh,
so
well, that's interesting.
Yeah, I thought we could see what's going on there.
Yeah.
But I need to change our banner to special thanks to Law and Crime. Let's see. I've got special thanks to Court TV. Where's Law and Crime? Oh, here we go.
Oh, that's a good idea, Junie. Drones for security.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you could be doing that.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you're going to have an outdoor event with somebody like a Charlie Kirk, either have that
I'll tell you,
bulletproof glass stuff up, or
just Matt Walsh is admitted to being scared.
I'm sure he is.
They said Matt Walsh, you're next, or something.
I was on a flight with Matt Walsh.
Oh, right.
I don't know, a year or two ago, and I remember how scared he looked.
Right.
He's sitting there, and he's just like, not scared, but he's very aware of everyone around him. And I really felt bad for him, because he can't go on a flight without wondering if he's going to get, attacked and harassed. And people pretty much left him alone. So people took pictures and stuff, but he's got to wonder. People like that have to wonder. So are you pulling up the affidavit? Is that the?
That's what I was trying to do.
From a judge denying him bail, and then a public cause filed in connection with the arrest of Tyler James Robinson, the 22-year-old who is suspected of killing Charlie Kirk. Now, what do I have my hands on? I have an affidavit of probable cause. I have an order from a judge denying him bail, and then a public safety assessment report. I'm going to break all of this down in real time. He hasn't been officially charged yet, but this is what he has been booked on. I want to bring on trial attorney Rich Schoenstein, who's going to break this down with me in real time. So we're both looking at this. Rich, good to see you. By the way, great background. Is that real or is that AI? I mean, it looks like a really
no. This is my real brother's real house in Columbus, Ohio.
It looks good. Looks good. Okay. So what I want to do first is go into this affidavit of probable cause, which led to his arrest. He is charged, and we'll break down these charges. He is going to be charged, or at least he's been booked right now, on aggravated murder, felony discharge of a firearm causing serious bodily injury, obstruction of justice, capital first-degree felony conduct. Before we go any further, Rich, so basically, this is what he could be charged with. This is what prosecutors could be seeking. It could be.
I have to stop for fair use.
Sure.
So.
Well, it was a little more detailed than what we saw.
Yeah.
What I was reading earlier. Who is this guy?
This is Jesse Weber.
No, the other guy, the guest. With the great hair.
I think he's a criminal attorney.
Okay, an attorney. Okay, great.
On a side note, since I've got a great pause game going on, look at his eye. What's wrong with his eye? Does he have pink eye?
It might be just you caught him at the right moment.
No, look at his eye.
That gift.
Look at his eye. Something's wrong with it. But I do have. If you look at it close, it's something interesting.
Another conversation going on in the chat was with Karen and a couple of others, but and Real Me Too. Giving these people attention. Are we part of the problem? Essentially, social media and all of us. And
I think that's part of the reason that on the thumbnail I put Charlie Kirk on there, and I didn't put the guy's name.
Yeah.
And we don't have to go over this, guys.
Well, I mean, it's just a matter of does this
add to the problem by sensationalizing?
But I don't know that they're looking for our reaction. They're looking for their echo chambers validation, and you know what I mean. That's who they're trying to please, I think.
Yeah. No, I'm just.
But
I don't want to add to the problem, and I don't want it to be perceived that we're adding to the problem.
I lost you guys.
I don't know if they meant us specifically, just kind of like as a society. I mean, it's always the argument, like the Columbine kids, they got so much attention. And then in the 20, 30 years since, we've had a lot of kids copying that crime.
Yeah. All right.
Modified in some way, but at this point, this seems to fall in line with what the allegations are.
Right. I mean, basically, the charges here are murder, illegal discharge of a firearm in public where he did it, and obstruction of justice, which I think means flight. And as you say, there are other possible crimes that might or might not be added later.
Okay. Sorry. I'm just doing it to protect us from
Well, Grandma Chachi solved a mystery for us here. He said he has a sty on his eye.
Oh.
Oh, that's probably it. It does kind of look like a sty. It's got that weirdness.
Look at the kid
Well,
here too, you know.
I mean
This
that's
looks-
I mean that's as wholesome as it gets,
I
right?
know. And then it took a turn for whatever reason.
And so let me read through this whole probable cause statement. And it says, I believe there is probable cause to charge the defendant with these charges. And I believe this is from an arresting officer, although I'll see at the end. Brian Davis, officer's name. This is in the county of Utah, state of Utah. Okay. I believe there is probable cause to charge the defendant with these charges because the following information was obtained by your affiant from police officers, multiple video recordings posted on social media websites, Utah Valley University campus surveillance cameras, and those who witnessed the incident. On September 10th, 2025, Charles James Kirk was at the Utah Valley University UVU campus in Orem, Utah for a political event. Mr. Kirk is a conservative political activist who was scheduled to speak in an event in the courtyard area on the UVU campus. The courtyard area is to the west of the Low C Center building. According to video
they're not going to
recordings-
show it, are they? They're not going to show it, are they?
I don't think they'll show it.
I'm going to skip ahead. Is that okay?
They
I'm
didn't show
scared.
it. They went to the hospital.
Okay. I just can't. I can't.
Charles was wearing a white t-shirt and dark pants, sitting under a white canopy
Yeah, we
in a
don't need to see
courtyard of the campus facing.
Are you sure, Auntie?
The guy that right when it happens, the guy in the white hat that's behind him is holding his phone up recording, which I found very strange. He also does a signal with his hat. The guy in the black has some really strange arm signals that are army-like signals, kind of like you would see like baseball coaches do when they're. It was very weird. I've watched it about 500 times, but no, I would say since he doesn't have his phone up recording yet, that you aren't going to see anything because that's when it happens.
I just want to be safe for everybody because
I
have managed
go
not.
ahead and see if they show anything.
Yeah, I don't want to. I mean, I don't want to show that again.
Real Me Too says they do not. Okay, she's already watched it, so.
To the east. The event was attended by hundreds of individuals. Charles was surrounded by people with multiple individuals to his left, right, and rear and front of the canopy. Behind the canopy was a walkway used for access to various parts of the university. Charles was holding a microphone and speaking to a crowd. While speaking into the microphone.
Okay, I don't know. This is making me very nervous. I'm sorry.
Well, if Real Me Too's seen it, she knows.
Yeah, I'm sure she's right.
It's
She's
just
not
making me nervous, y'all.
I know you don't want to.
I've seen it 100 times.
Loud
I
gunshots
thought
heard
it
in
was
approximately
chaotic.
12:23 hours, and Charles appeared to have been hit in the neck. Now that's interesting because I kind of did a separate sidebar
Right
on this
now.
about there was speculation whether or not he was hit
You
in
can-
the
it
chest.
was right then.
ricocheted into his neck, but here he says it's been hit in the neck. Blood was seen coming out of the left side of his neck as he fell over to his left. Charles was transported to Panagos Regional Hospital in Orem. Apologize if I'm mispronouncing that. Charles was pronounced deceased at the hospital. Investigators reviewed the Utah Valley University surveillance cameras. While reviewing the surveillance cameras, investigators observed an individual on the rooftop of the Low C Center building on the UVU campus at the time of the shooting. Hereafter, the unidentified individual will be referred to as suspect. Based on surveillance camera footage, suspect appears to be a white male with dark-colored hair, wearing a dark-colored hat, sunglasses, a long-sleeve black shirt with a picture of an American flag and an eagle printed on the shirt, dark-colored jeans, and white-gray shoes with white-colored shoelaces. The shoes appear to be consistent with Chuck Taylor Converse-style shoes. We've been following this story from the beginning. And, you know, one of the reasons that we can do this to really dive into these cases and stories is because of the amazing support that we get from.
What?
He's getting ready to do an ad.
Yeah.
I'm skipping ahead. But I mean, do we want to watch this whole thing? It's 26 minutes long.
No.
No, I don't think
Yeah.
that's necessary.
I was trying to get to the Discord stuff.
Do
Let
they
me see if I can find that
was
real
this
quick.
from
You guys
today?
talk to chat for a minute.
Was
Let me
this from
check.
today?
Yes.
Well, then I would say they'll probably have the stuff about the Discord. They may have the press conference talks about it, and he actually says what it says.
Hold on one
So
second.
he may.
Let me look real quick. I can check this usually really fast.
They skip forward. It stops when he says gang violence. I know that's I heard that. I also saw that there was a guy on put a video up, said he was the one asking the question that he was answering when it happened, and he was completely just absolutely shook. And he was a left-leaning student, and he was just like, this was horrific. This is awful, and he just felt so bad. It was terrible.
We haven't talked about the bullets, have we? Or did we talk about what was on there?
We haven't talked about it. No.
Well, other than me talking about the Bella Ciao.
Bella Ciao.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You could talk about that.
Yeah, I was going to see if I could pull up the exact messages.
I'm looking through this transcript to see if I can find what about the Discord stuff.
Sorry, I'm pulling that up.
I can't remember how to search. No, that's not right.
Yeah, so there were 3 unfired casings. One said, "Hey, fascist, catch." And then it was followed by a sequence of arrow symbols, up, right, down, down, down. And gamers have said it's a code for an airstrike in the video game Helldivers 2, which contains satirical commentary on fascism. And then, like Auntie was saying, the "Oh Bella Ciao, Bella Ciao, Bella Ciao, Ciao Ciao." It's a lyric from an Italian anti-fascist song, Bella Ciao, which dates back to World War II. And then there was a message that says, if you read this, you are, well, say that or not, LMAO.
Yeah, don't say that.
And then the one that was fired said, notices bulges O and then capital W-O. What's this? And it's a meme from the furry community that is often used in online trolling and role playing.
Gross.
Yeah.
I know. I can't imagine what that did to the students and stuff that were there. It'll be like a stain on their memory of their college life. Oh, I mean, the impact it's having even worldwide is unreal.
So I mean, it is possible this guy is not exactly. I keep thinking about the Pat Brown video that I watched on this topic, and she was talking about Mangione, with the United Healthcare and all that. And she's kind of wondering, did he really do it because he had this real issue with the healthcare system, or was it really just for the act itself and the notoriety and everything?
My problem was in believing that it was truly about the healthcare system. He was a rich individual. He was very, very rich. If you're rich, healthcare is not really a problem for you. The cost of things, surgeries, whatever it is you have or need, can be solved by money in the healthcare system, because that's the drawback for so many people is this costs so much, or to go to another state because your insurance doesn't cover that state or whatever. People get into the cost of healthcare. That wasn't a problem for him. So that in itself, to me, negates that whole argument that it was about healthcare. Or the lack of being able to get health care, or what they had done to him about health care. It was supposedly about a claim or something. And I don't buy that.
Right. That's kind of what she was saying. She's thinking it's more about the narcissism and the ego and everything else. And, that might be the case with this guy too, that it was just, something else at play.
Well, maybe
you're right. Somebody was saying the PTSD that people would go through, just the people in attendance. You saw all those people; they all have to live with that.
Rob said, "What kind of game was it?" I don't know the kind of game that is. I would never. I have no idea.
It's not one I'd heard of, but an online game, and that's the one thing that the family apparently was saying, that we're spending more and more time online.
I actually was friends with his aunt, and it was funny because I had no idea she was his aunt. She lived in the
Whose?
town, Charlie's. She lived in the town that I lived in, and I really I didn't know her. She was an animal activist. She helped with like rescues and stuff, especially for kittens. And I had quoted on Facebook something that Charlie said. It was several years ago. I mean, like I said, I've been following him forever, maybe 3 or 4 years ago. And she said, "How do you know Charlie?" And I was like, I messaged her. I said, "What do you mean?" And she said, "Well, how do you know Charlie?" And I said, "Oh," I said, "I'm a huge fan." She said, "A fan of what?" She had no idea what he was doing and the impact that he made. She was
Oh, really?
an aunt, but she didn't live near them, and she didn't know. And she said, "Charlie's my nephew." And she sent me a picture of her with him at his wedding. And I was like, wow, that's awesome. And we really never ever talked about him again.
You're gonna have to tell me offline who it is, because that's funny.
I bet it's been more than 3 or 4 years ago.
Do I know her?
No, you don't know her.
Okay.
And she turned very ill about a year ago and passed away. But I can show you a picture of her later. But nice
so he
lady.
had this. She was just kind of thought, oh, he's doing his college. Didn't realize what a known person he was.
Right.
That's
She
really-
She didn't realize the impact he was making, because it was a few years ago, and it was about the time. It was about probably maybe a little after I retired, and she would comment on things that I would put, because I'd put a lot of stuff about animals and different things, and we knew some of the same people, but I really didn't know her very well. We were just Facebook friends and lived in the same community, and I had no idea. And I was so sad when she passed away. And I thought, oh, I wonder if she ever really grasped the impact that he was having. And then she died about a year ago. Yeah, very sudden.
It's kind of like, how we don't tell our family we do this, right?
Yeah,
it's kind of like that.
Yeah, we don't really. And yeah, it was kind of like that.
Just kidding.
My family not like that. Sit and watch us talk for nothing. They're they just
Granny.
Well, Granny does, but she's a mom. That's what moms do,
Yeah. Yeah. That's the most middle he's watched of our show, though, because he was on it.
Well, Rob C is saying, wow, not a close-knit family, I guess. But, it might be kind of like if you said, hey, so what's Charlie doing? Oh, he's working with campuses. He goes around and does political things. Oh, well, that's nice.
Yeah. And
if you're not plugged in, you may not know,
Yeah, exactly. Well, I was thinking that people might want to watch, because I don't know where we're going to be able to play that from.
Yeah. So we'll wrap it up here.
So we'll just go ahead and wrap it up and let everybody go watch it, and
I'll see
visit
if I can
some other friends online.
Let me see if I can put a link from their X account so you can watch it.
Yeah, but we're going to keep following this, and we're going to probably follow it quite, very closely. So,
well, I appreciate everybody just hanging out and talking with us about it. And I know this is kind of not our typical type of live, but I think we just really wanted to all kind of we just all have a lot of feelings about this, and just kind of wanted to express it. We could always get into the nuts and bolts of the case and all that later.
Yeah, I think it was more about healing today.
Yeah, just understanding.
And the platforms are going to be on YouTube, X, and Rumble. And it says it will launch at 8, but remarks will start at 8:15. So you can probably already go over to their YouTube channel. And
I just, I kind of feel like we've been on here a long time, and yeah,
I agree.
Yeah.
Oh, and it looks like our friends are overdoing as well. Not that I want you to run away just yet, but some of our friends are also doing a Voices of Truth right now. So.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, if you probably know, Voices of Truth they'll be covering Sebastian Rogers,
right?
And they're wonderful. So
they do a great job.
Check that out.
They do.
They do. They're really doing great.
I think they are. Maybe I'm
going.
crazy. I don't know. I thought I saw it, and now I don't. Hold on. Yes, they are. And actually, you know what? I think what I'll do is I'll just send you guys over there if you like. Oh, wait, I can't do that right now.
Does it work like that?
No. Well, once I start the stream, I don't know how to do it.
It's okay. We could just do our music and we'll go. But
All
thank you
right.
so much, everybody. Appreciate all the
Thanks for listening to
all
us.
the thoughts.
Yes. Have a good night, and we appreciate you guys so
We
much.
hope to be back soon, guys, but just be patient with us.
Yes, we'll be back as soon as we can. And thank you for hanging out with us this afternoon. This has been lovely, and it's been healing, and we appreciate
good
you
for
guys.
us.
It's been good for us. We needed
Definitely
it.
good for us.
And thank you for all the memberships and love.
And Hindsight is also live.
Yes.
Yeah. So they're great. So we'll get out of their way and we'll go check out Hindsight.
All right.
And someone said, "What's the website?" If you're talking about the Charlie Kirk statement, it will from his wife. That's going to be on YouTube, and they have a station or channel on X, Facebook, and YouTube. It's called Turning Point USA.
Yeah. You search that anywhere, you'll find it.
Yeah, you'll find it.
Yeah.
Well, you all have a wonderful night, and we love you and appreciate you all so much.
Good
Thank you,
night.
everybody.
Good night.
We remember you. We remember you. Ooh. We're still here for you. We'll shine a light for you. We're holding on to hope for you. We remember you. We remember you. Ooh. We're still here for you. We'll shine on